Yo, 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 yo. That's what it is. Davon in the building. Yeah, we gotta get some Don't Do It Eugene shirts printed. Don't do it, Eugene. Yo, how come in? Yo, all the people that don't like whack, how come ain't nobody put that together yet, man? Yo, we need some Don't Do It Eugene shirts. You hear me? Frank, what it is? Man, rest in peace to Up Next, man. It's Scooter birthday, too. Peter Up Next, man. Baltimore motherfucking legend, man. What it is, back block, 2800, what it do? Yeah, though, yo, we need some Don't Do It Eugene shirts, man. Hey, yo, that bitch is I'm telling you, somebody put that together, you gonna make a couple of hours, man, real fast. You gotta say, on the back, it gotta say draws, and on the front, it gotta say Don't Do It Eugene, and it gotta have a picture of whack in like the in like the right corner. Hey, George, I see you. Straight up. Hey, it's crazy. Trust. Hey, yo, so, hold on. So we got more information on Lacy. As we jump right to it. Earlier today we talked about Kyren Lacy. What's up, G man? That somebody tried to Ron DeSantis, somebody tried to blow his house. Somebody tried to set his house on fire with his kids in there. God damn. Hold on, let's check into this real quick. Man,
and welcome back here to Live Now from Fox Now. Pennsylvania Governor Shapiro and officials up.
Politics getting out of control, man. People are upset, man. They tried to set his house on fire with his family in that bitch. Damn.
Updating us on the suspected arson attack at his home. Let's watch.
Our door woke
big?
us up and told us we had an emergency and needed to leave immediately. Together, we secured all of our children, our 2 dogs, our family that was staying with us, and the troopers safely evacuated us from the governor's residence. Last night, we experienced an attack not just on our family, but on the entire Commonwealth of Pennsylvania here at the governor's residence. I want to thank the Pennsylvania State Police for safely evacuating our family, for their bravery last evening, and for their careful leadership of this investigation.
I thought they had 24 hours.
I want to thank Harrisburg Fire and their chief, who was personally on the scene and spent time with me and my family last night. He and the other firefighters from Harrisburg ran toward danger to help keep us safe and quickly. I want to thank the Capitol Police for assisting the Pennsylvania State Police last night in ensuring everything was orderly. I want to thank the FBI and our federal partners for their assistance. I spoke a couple hours ago with Director Kash Patel of the FBI. He promised all of the resources of the federal government. He was extremely kind and courteous and thoughtful in his conversation with me. And I thanked him and the women and men of the FBI and the President of the United States for their support. I especially want to thank your local district attorney, Fran Chardo. Fran is someone I've known for 20 years in public service, an outstanding leader in law enforcement. You'll hear, and is in the process of being, to give you some specifics on the investigation.
Now I know what happened.
Followed by our district attorney, Fran Chardo, and then we'll do our best to take a few questions. Thank you, Governor. I'd like to begin by, on behalf of not only the Pennsylvania State Police, but all of our partners, federal to municipal, that our hearts and prayers are with you and your family during this very trying 14 plus hours. I'd like to start off by preemptively offering that this is still very much very early in a very active and dynamic investigation. And I can tell you that we're pursuing any and all leads. We have processed the crime scene and released it just recently. You will see imminently how large and complex of a scene that it is. Physical evidence has been gathered and is in the process of being forensically analyzed, both at the State Police Crime Laboratories and also the Cumberland County Crime Laboratory, and I'd like to mention them specifically. As the governor stated, the work done by Harrisburg Fire Department was absolutely instrumental in preventing any loss of life last evening. To acknowledge again the Harrisburg Police and the major case team that the state police was able to put together. So to pause for a moment, that was comprised of and remains comprised of the Harrisburg Police Department, the Capitol Police, our partners from the FBI. I received multiple calls from the FBI SAC of Philadelphia, who happens to be out of country, and yet he took the time to call, as well as his assistant special agents in charge, who are not only here with us, but we've spoken to throughout this incident. I received a call personally from the Attorney General with an offer of any and all support. Received a call personally from the U.S. Attorney acting for the Middle District of Pennsylvania, John Greganis, offering any and all support of the U.S. Attorney's Office. And as the governor said, who you will hear from shortly, the Dauphin County District Attorney, Fran Chardo. So I can confirm at this point, as we put out already, we are conducting an arson investigation, and we're conducting an attempted homicide and aggravated arson investigation.
Dang.
That is the paradigm that we've operated in. A lot of the investigative tasks have focused on the who up until this point. Obviously, we're trying to piece together very early on the exact sequence of events.
Motherfuckers try to burn
We were
his house
late
down
in
with
coming out
family in.
here because we were getting rapid information as it was occurring. And I'm pleased to announce that we do have an individual in custody. His name is Cody Balmer, B-A-L-M-E-R,
Certified
age
gangster.
38, with a Harrisburg Post Office address.
An old gangster, too.
In terms of the sequence of events, because of the thrust of the investigation concentrating on the who, I want to be very deliberate in my comments as to the how and exactly the time frame. What I do feel confident in saying at this point is that we don't anticipate any charges for conspiracy, but again, I'd reiterate my qualifier that I mentioned earlier, that we are still very much inside the first 24 hours. But at this point, we do not anticipate that.
So he's a lone wolf.
Likewise, the quick action of the members of the governor's detail, not only his immediate family, but some extended family members who were here. You will see from the physical plant behind me how grave the situation was. And when this occurred, I will tell you, again, the exact sequence of events. We will conduct a full review, but I feel very confident in telling you that it occurred over an extremely brief period of time, several minutes. And the quick action of those troopers last night immediately shifted to the safety of the governor and his family and his extended family. So we will certainly take a look and have a full, competent, and thorough investigation. But our hats are off to the quick action of all the first responders, not just within the state police, but as the governor said, Harrisburg Fire Department, who was instrumental in getting here quickly and getting the fire knocked down. We have kept tabs on the governor all day and will continue to do so. And at this point, I'd like to turn it over to District Attorney Fran Chardo. Thank you.
Dang. Motherfuckers is losing their mind out this bitch, yo. They try to set his house on fire with his kids in there. His kids is in that house, man.
We have, as the colonel indicated, Cody Balmer is in custody. We are preparing a criminal complaint to charge him. This is not a record yet, but the charges will include attempted murder, terrorism, aggravated arson, and aggravated assault against an enumerated person. These are all very serious charges. As with any charges, the defendant is presumed innocent. We will file those charges within the next several hours, and we will include a probable cause affidavit, which will detail.
That's what I'm saying. Like normally, I know when Sheila Dixon was standing up there off of what was that? Frederick Avenue. She always had police up there. Always, like 24 hours around the clock. I don't know what's going on in Pennsylvania.
Basis for this arrest. I can't give you a lot of details because it won't be of record. I can only give you the charges, but the criminal complaint and the affidavit will detail that further this very day. I want to commend the Pennsylvania State Police, the Capitol Police, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and the other agencies that conducted this investigation. I was here this afternoon and witnessed the remarkable efforts. They did a great job in bringing this to a swift conclusion. And I'll tell you that they do this in every case that I worked with them on, not just cases involving the governor. In every case, we are blessed to have great law enforcement agencies that work diligently in cases involving serious violence. As I say, we're going to file that criminal complaint shortly, and you will have that complaint will speak for itself, along with there'll be a booking photograph that will be available later today. But we don't have that yet available, and we're glad to take any questions you might have.
Dang.
Governor, I think everyone's you and your family are okay.
Thank you.
I want to ask, when you're hearing those charges, though, knowing that someone tried to at the very least seriously injure or kill you and your family, are you reflecting on that and just can you talk about your emotions there?
Honestly, I just right now want to be a good father and a good husband and take care of my family. Thank you.
District Attorney, is there anything you can tell us right now about how Mr. Balmer accessed the property and how he left the property?
Well, it's going to speak for itself. I mean, he entered it surreptitiously, and he not far from here. He came over a fence. I will tell you that. And he was able to. He acted very surreptitiously, and then he forcibly entered, and then he set the fire.
Do you know if he's going to face federal charges?
Well, so we have the FBI involved. There'll be a review of that by the U.S. Attorney. A decision will be made. He may face both. They're separate sovereigns, and we're going to pursue, make a decision on that. It may be both, but we always look at to determine where we can get the best justice.
What did Balmer say about his reasoning? You guys he's in custody. What does he say?
So I think that we'll let the probable cause affidavit speak for that for itself.
Mr. Governor, do you think that this could have been a hate crime or politically motivated?
I think that's a question for the federal government or for the district attorney. It's not something I'm prepared to answer.
Yeah, breaking the fence over there, the patch up, is that where he came in, and was the fence damaged because of him?
Yes, I will. I'll turn it over to Lieutenant Colonel Bivens at this point. That was the point of ingress. And as I said, we will be conducting a multifaceted review in terms of security measures and the exact timeline of how it happened. But I do feel very confident in saying that
somebody tried to kill
certain steps of
somebody tried to kill Governor Rob DeSantis and his whole family. Set the house on fire while his kids in there was in there.
Diligence were taken by our people, and we are in their debt for getting the governor and his family, immediate and extended, out of the house. When you see the physical plant behind me, it will be readily apparent how grave the situation was.
How did this happen?
1 second, I'll turn it over to Lieutenant Colonel Bivens. Stand by. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
So this individual came over a fence and right behind where all of you are standing right now. He actively evaded troopers who were here to secure the residence, even while they were searching for him on the property. While they were searching is when he attacked at the residence, broke in and set the fires. So that was all playing out over a period of several minutes. It was a very quick event that occurred, and again, troopers were actively searching for him at the time. He had some homemade incendiary devices.
Molotov cocktail.
I'm not going to provide a lot more detail
what's his
on that right now. A lot of material has been collected and is being analyzed, but I think homemade device describes it for right now.
So police didn't know he was on the property before he started the fire?
We knew that there had been a breach on the property, and we were searching to determine what had occurred, why there was a breach.
Will there be an increased security presence around the governor's mansion, and will the FBI remain on site? Talk a little bit about what's going to go on.
So there is already a security review underway to determine how we can ensure that we don't have a repeat of a situation like this. We look at all aspects, personnel, technical surveillance equipment, security equipment. All of that will be reviewed, and we will do our best to ensure that the governor and his family are safe in this residence.
Did he make it into the residence itself, or was this something thrown through the window?
He did make it into the residence.
And then how did he get off the property, and where was he apprehended?
He exited the property the same way he came on, back over the fence. He was apprehended in the Harrisburg area a short time ago.
Governor, you talked about resilience, especially in light of Passover. Do you feel like being able to come back and say we're not going to stop celebrating this, especially in the light of motivation, whatever it was that happened here? Do you think it's important to show not just Pennsylvania but the whole country you're not going to be fearful?
I'm not fearful.
That like button,
I'm
y'all.
obviously emotional. I'm worried about my family. I want my kids to be okay. When we were in the state dining room last night, gathered with the community and family and friends, we told the story of Passover, and it's a story of going from bondage, from slavery, into freedom. I think it's an important story, both literally and figuratively, to tell. And I refuse to be trapped by the bondage that someone attempts to put on me by attacking us as they did here last night. I refuse to let anyone who had evil intentions like that stop me from doing the work that I love, stop me from being a leader of this Commonwealth and looking out for all Pennsylvanians. I will not be deterred in my work, and I will not be afraid to do that work.
Governor, who all was in the house at the time, and how is your family feeling right now?
I'm not going to get into my family and who was in the house. I will tell you that, obviously, when you get woken up at 2 o'clock in the morning with a banging on the door from brave Pennsylvania State Police telling you have to immediately evacuate, that's jarring, especially for children. They're doing okay now. They're all together. And as I said, shortly here, we're going to celebrate our second Seder together. We're going to have more family time. And I trust that Laura and I will make sure our kids get through this well and listen to them, be there for their emotional needs, be there for their mental health support, our mental health support, and making sure that everybody is able to get through this.
Motherfucker set my house on fire. My kids in that bitch. She got to be punishable by death. Like, jail ain't going. Fuck jail. Fuck prison. Like, he need to be punishable by death by the hands of me. You feel me? Like, that's the only remedy. That's the only thing I'll be willing to accept. Like, we got to figure out a way that I can punish him myself. Like, that's crazy, yo. Like, this politics shit is wild. Like, people is zapping out. Wait till I show y'all the next story about the kid that killed his parents because he wanted to steal insurance money so he can kill Trump. Like, yo, this shit crazy.
Continue on with our lives. Me doing the important work I'm doing, my wife, our first lady, doing the important work they're doing, and our kids being normal kids doing what they do.
Governor, was there any question from a security standpoint, any discussion?
I'm sorry, I just didn't hear the beginning of your
Governor,
question.
any question from a security standpoint, any discussions about having you come back to the scene so soon? And was this something you
I'm
wanted
not going to get into my security. I've total confidence in the Pennsylvania State Police to keep us safe.
As far as the suspect in custody goes, where are we at right now in terms of warrants for the residents or speaking to family members associated with the suspect? How is that going to play out now that all the federal agencies are involved along with the state?
So there are currently searches underway, some with consent, warrants where necessary. That will play out through the remainder of the evening, no doubt, and beyond if necessary. All of that information and evidence will be collected and worked through the district attorney's office. A decision at some point in the future, as the DA said, will be made whether there is anything that rises to the level of a separate federal prosecution. But for right now, we're operating all under state rules of evidence and procedures and collecting what we need for the state charges.
You trying to kill a public official? Okay, definitely picking
Did
that
the
shit up.
suspect seem like he knew the layout of the mansion area and like where he planted the homemade license was very intentional?
I don't know that we can yet fully characterize how much he knew. That's all part of the ongoing investigation in terms of the layout. I will tell you that he clearly had a plan. He was very methodical in his approach and moved through it without a lot of hurry, again, in a very methodical, planned manner, and carried it out, although in a very short period of time. When I said that he was in
Rasan!
the residence, he was inside for less than a minute. It all happened very quickly, and he was back out.
How long was he on the property before that?
That's all part of the investigation. We do have an idea because we know when we were alerted to the breach, it was a number of minutes. But again, all of that is part of the ongoing review as to where he was and how that time was spent on the property.
Let me just say one last thing, and we're going to wrap this up. Lori and I and the kids just feel so honored to have the privilege the good people of Pennsylvania have given us to be able to live in this house. This house functions as a welcoming place for Pennsylvanians to come and to learn and to celebrate and to be together. And that is a direct result of the extraordinary work that the staff does here at the governor's residence, led by Claire Ramsey. I want to just say they are traumatized by this as well. Lori and I spoke to them earlier today to let them know that they're part of our family as we are theirs. Many of them have been here through multiple administrations, as long as 2 decades. And we want them to know how much they are appreciated. If you've ever come here on a tour or you've been privileged to be here for an event, it's a wonderful member of the governor's resident staff who greets you, cares for you, who feeds you, and who makes sure that you enjoy your visit. And I just want to say a special thanks to them. They're going through a lot right now. They know that Laura and I have their backs, and it's going to take some time for them to work through this as well. But I told them, we'll clean this up. We'll get it repaired. We'll get it rebuilt. We'll get rid of that smell of fire and smoke, and we'll be back very soon, and we'll be back to welcome the community into this residence with the smiles and the warmth of the people that make up this staff. So I want to thank all of you for your sensitivity here. For those who are celebrating Passover, I wish you a happy Passover. I know some are observing Palm Sunday and getting ready for Easter. I want to wish you the very best as well. I want to thank you for being here this afternoon.
Thank you, guys.
That's crazy.
All right.
Want to talk about some gangster shit, right? If I talk about Dirk and Big U, them boys ain't did nothing like that. That man tried to set the man's whole family on fire. Yo, did y'all see this? Look at this shit right here. This is real. Declassified CIA files reveal early Cold War tales. Soviet soldiers likely turned to stone after shooting down a UFO in Siberia. Y'all see that? Soviet soldiers turned to stone. So this is an old story that somehow got brought back up. What's this shit, y'all?
Scientists try to make sense of a recently declassified report of the deaths of 23 Russian troops. Instantly transformed into pillars of rock during a battle with what was claimed to be alien creatures wielding a deadly weapon.
Supposedly, this energy source took the biology of the person and turned them into stone.
The whole thing was supposedly witnessed by a couple of soldiers who were hiding behind trees and were thus unaffected by the death rays.
Certainly something that could transmute living flesh into stone that quickly is beyond our experience.
According to the top-secret report, the petrified soldiers, as well as the wreckage of the craft that they shot down, were taken to a secret laboratory outside Moscow. Russian scientists determined they had been turned into a substance like limestone. If true, could the Kremlin now possess otherworldly weapon technology?
The Russians would have laid claim to that wreckage and would have reverse engineered the weapon system.
It was 23.
Some analysts say there may be another
It was 23 of them. Only 2 of them survived. The 2 that survived, I read the article. The 2 that survived wasn't in the light. Like, yo, this shit crazy. And this is in document paperwork. People witnessed it. These motherfuckers shot them down, and the bitches, they turned them niggas into stones.
Explanation.
It's highly unlikely that the Russians have discovered some kind of alien technology or materials. You don't know if this is a cover story for some kind of weapon that the KGB might have been testing on their own soldiers.
The KGB does have a history of either covering up certain events or perhaps misdirection.
This shit real. Let me go to the article, because, you know, people look at videos differently. That fucking she-balking. Soviet soldiers turned into...
According to Yahoo,
Soviet soldiers turned into stone.
According to YNews.com, this turned 23 soldiers into stone poles. 2 soldiers who were in the shadow and less exposed to the light survived. Their remains were transferred to a secret scientific research institution near Moscow.
Nah, this shit ain't no joke. This shit real, y'all. This shit real.
Chief National Security Correspondent Jennifer Griffin reports tonight from the Pentagon.
This video shot by 2 Navy F-18 Super Hornet pilots in 2015 on a training mission over the Atlantic.
Yeah, this shit real, y'all. Oh, man, come on. Now they trying to make us log into the shit. Everybody wants you to log in. What article was I looking at earlier? New York Post. Yo, what the fuck is she barking for? She's getting on my fucking nerves. Shut up! Damn, yo. Here you go. Right here. Listen to this shit, y'all. Y'all think it's a game. I thought it was a game too when I first seen it. So I looked it up. All right, so look. A declassified Cold War era file from the CIA has gone viral over its coverage of a supposed clash between Soviet soldiers and a UFO, whose passengers reportedly turned the troops to stone before blasting off. Following the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991, the CIA acquired a 250-page KGB report recounting the events that transpired after a platoon fired at a flying saucer over Ukraine. The report included eyewitness accounts and pictures of the aftermath, which one American agent described as a horrific picture of revenge on the part of extraterrestrial creatures, a picture that makes one's blood freeze. The report claims Soviets conducting a training exercise in Ukraine spotted a low-flying spaceship in the shape of a saucer soaring above their heads. During the encounter, one Soviet fired a surface-to-air missile which struck the UFO and sent it crashing to the ground. It fell to the earth not far away, and 5 short humanoids with large heads and large black eyes emerged from it, the report claims. After escaping the debris of their ruined ship, the bands huddled together and merged into a single object that acquired a spheric shape. The surviving soldiers recalled. In a few seconds, the spears grew much bigger and exploded by flaring up with an extremely bright light. At that very instant, 23 soldiers who had watched the phenomenon turned into stone poles, the report states. Only 2 soldiers who stood in the shade were less exposed to the luminous explosion survived it, added. The KGB allegedly took custody of the purified soldiers and the ruined spaceships, which were transported to a secret base near Moscow. The Soviet scientists found that whatever the light was, it somehow transformed the soldiers' living cells into a substance that was identical to that of limestone. If the KGB file corresponds to reality, this is an extremely menacing case, the CIA concluded. The aliens possess such weapons and technology that go beyond our assumptions. They can stand up for themselves if attacked. Yo, that shit crazy. Yep, that shit wild. Man, need to leave them people, man. Leave them people alone, man. They don't cause us no problems. Let them people exist. Yeah, man. They're good people, man. They might call us aliens. Who's to say who's really alien? You know, we could be alien. We aliens to them. Let them people live, man. Leave them alone, man. Man, see the Kodak Black, man. Kodak Black paid rent for over 200 residents in his hood. Golden Acre Products for the second week in a row. They say he may not want the limelight, but for the second month straight, Kodak Black has paid the rent for over 200 residents in Golden Acres, the entire projects. A lot of people shine light on the negativity. I'm going to see how many people share the positive things you do, fam. You're a blessing to a lot of people. Thank you. Man, see the Kodak Black, man. My man Kodak Black paying rent for the people where he grew up at. Second month in a row, man. Hope they saving some money. Hope they ain't wasting the money that they would have spent on rent. Let's see the Kodak. It seems like he can't go back though. Whenever he go back, they lock his ass up. It's like they don't want him to help the people. So look at this though, y'all. Wisconsin teen killed parents so he could use their money to assassinate President Trump. Let's check out this story. That man wanted to assassinate President Trump, and he killed his parents to do it. It's out of control. Out of control.
23rd.
deputies were.
It's a long time. Did a
Matter
video on
before
that.
the court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Thank you, and put down your right hand, grab a seat. Please state your name for the record, spelling your last name, and letting us know how you're employed.
Ross Seitz, Seitz. I'm a detective with the Waukesha County Sheriff's Office.
All right, state your witness.
No, ain't none of it gangster. But what I'm saying is, it's crime all across this country. But for some reason, it only get highlighted when it's black people. We only highlight and exploit black people's crimes. Now you got a 17-year-old kid who killed his parents because he wanted to kill Donald Trump. This supersedes anything I've seen in the past week. This is totally insane. You killed your parents to kill Trump? God damn, this guy's a menace to society.
Sir, how long have you been in law enforcement?
About 14 years.
And how long have you been a detective?
About 9 years.
Direct your attention to February 28th, 2025, where you assigned a homicide investigation regarding suspect Nikita Kassup.
Yes,
Do you see Nikita Kassup in the courtroom today?
I do.
Can you point him out by where he is seated and what he is wearing?
You see it at the defense table wearing a red jumpsuit.
Let the record reflect the witness has identified the defendant.
Any objection?
No subject to cross.
The record shall reflect the identification of the defendant by the witness. Go ahead, state.
Direct your attention to February 28th, 2025 at approximately 9:45 a.m., where deputies dispatched to a residence located at S38 W27056 Cider Hills Drive in the village of Waukesha, Waukesha County, Wisconsin.
Yes.
What was that with regard to?
Well-being or a welfare check at the residence.
And direct your attention to the victim identification key. Who all lived at that residence as of that time?
Victim A, Victim B, and the defendant.
And what was the defendant's relationship to victim A and victim B?
Victim A would have been the defendant's stepfather. Victim B would have been the defendant's biological mother.
Why you never tell us about it then, bro? So you knew about it for a while.
With the testimony.
How did you
We
miss
do
it?
have brother/sister-in-law victim A in Zoom. I just want to make that record. And another person has joined us.
Why you
in the
never
last
come over
few
here and say,
minutes.
hey,
It
keep it
says
G?
Vic A.
Let's take a break from Big G, man. Talk about this kid named Nikita Kassup, who killed his parents because he wanted to kill Trump. Since you already know about it. Why ain't put his D? No, we interested in this type of shit too.
825 CF 598. I just want to make a record reflect that we're doing everything we can to comply with Marcy's law. And we have a couple of advocates in there. I apologize for interrupting. I just want to make that record, and that person just joined. This was set for 9:15. It's now 9:42.
Thank
you.
Good, Jack.
Thank you. Do you know why the deputies were dispatched there for a well-being check?
Not
What
about
information
it.
they received that caused that to happen?
Victim A's mother,
It's
who was
cold-blooded
on
murder.
state, had not had contact with the family for a few weeks and requested law enforcement check on their well-being.
And did you have any information with regard to the school resource or from the school resource officer at Waukesha West High School with regarding the defendant's attendance at school?
Yes, the last date of attendance according to school was February 11th of 25.
Did deputies end up going into the residence to do that welfare check?
Yes.
Upon entering the residence, what, if anything, did they observe?
They observed the deceased body of what was later identified as victim B laying in the hallway just adjacent to the garage.
And did they exit the residence in order to obtain a search warrant?
Yes.
And was that search warrant obtained?
Yes.
Directing your attention to approximately 1:52 p.m., did the sheriff's department then re-enter the residence to do a search of the residence?
I believe it was closer to 5 p.m. when they got the warrant.
Sorry. So at approximately 5 p.m., did they do that?
Yes.
And what, if anything, were you there at that time?
Yes.
And when you entered the residence, what observations did you make?
The things had been emptied from drawers and closets. Things were all over the floor. Victim B body was appeared to have been deceased for some time. Was unable to definitively identify who it was. Continued walking through the residence. Again, things were strewn about everywhere, and we located a mound of blankets and pillows in the first floor office that was later found to conceal victim A.
Make sure you keep that same energy when these young boys out here doing the same
deputies
shit.
first made contact with the
victim
B's body, was it concealed?
Yes, there was a blanket and towels, I believe, covering the body.
That's what I'm saying. Call it irrational thinking as well. When you see them young boys out here stealing cars and doing the things that they doing, I want to hear irrational thinking. Because I don't hear that often. You know? You don't typically hear irrational thinking when these young black kids out here committing crimes and murdering and all that shit. We call them thugs and criminals. This is irrational thinking, though. I'm just saying, keep the same energy. Let it be irrational thinking for both people. You see what I'm saying? Just expose yourself.
Observation of what victim B was wearing at that time.
A close to full-length maroon winter jacket, a red sweater, black pants, and I believe black socks.
And you indicated that the second body that was located was subsequently identified?
I actually agree. I'm just saying, keep the same energy. That's all I'm saying. Keep the same energy. It's all irrational thinking.
Subsequently later identified as, victim A, yes.
Thank you. Did an attempt to locate, or did you have any information at that time with regard to the defendant's whereabouts?
At that time, we had obtained emergency pings on the defendant and victim.
You see how they do those crimes?
Which had showed it was possibly in Wyoming at that time.
I ain't never heard that shit when them young boys be out here.
Based upon that information, did you know if the defendant was in danger?
We did not know.
What did?
Oh, look! You see what they did? Look, now you backtracking. I said I agree with you. Why? See, this is always the issue. It ain't us, because I can look at both situations and say that and come to the same conclusion. But for some reason, for some odd reason, I don't know. Maybe you got the answers. People cannot look at both situations and come back with the same conclusion. One got to be irrational thinking, other got to be thugging, or gangsterism, or lack of fatherhood, or you understand? Why they both can't be irrational? Why is it that they both can't be under 25 and their brain not fully developed? Ask you a question. Why both of them can't be the same? Why it can't be both irrational thinking? What's the difference between what he did and what them young kids is doing every day in some of these environments? What the fuck is the difference? Why did you call this irrational thinking? No, I asked you a question. Why did you call this irrational thinking? Why is this not gangsterism? Why is this not gangsterism, man? Why is he not a thug? Why is it just irrational thinking? Why he not a thug? Why didn't you call him a thug or a gang member or a gang banger or a menace to society? Like, why did you choose the word irrational thinking? I just want to know. I'm intrigued to find out. That was very choice words that you decided to use to describe this kid that killed his parents because he wanted to kill Donald Trump. And he wanted to steal their insurance money. That don't sound irrational to me. That sounds like it was well thought out and calculated. No, hell no. He ain't out of touch with reality. What you mean? How he out of touch? He had a whole plan. He was the beneficiary of the policy. He was going to kill his family. He was going to get the money. And he was going to kill Trump. I don't think that's irrational at all. I think he's a very good thinker. He thought that shit out very well. Now, he didn't think it all the way through. You know, he didn't think it through enough to realize he was going to get caught. But he had a plan. Irrational people typically don't have plans. You know, they move off an impulse. And that what irrational is? So, in a rational mind, when a young boy when a young black kid steal a car and take the police on the chase and end up dying or end up killing somebody on that chase, is that rational thinking? Is that irrational? Did he think that through? All I'm saying is, yo, be the same all the way around the board. Yo, why is it y'all can't do that? I can admit, yo, Kyle Rittenhouse was not guilty. I can admit that. But people can't admit Tamir Rice got done dirty. Oh, he had a fake gun. No, fuck no, that cop jumped out and killed that little kid in 3 seconds. He didn't even get a chance to figure out if the gun was fake or not. Why it can't be the same for both parties? But this is what I be talking about, black people. This is what I be talking about. Yo, we are the only people that fucking throw our kids to the wolves. We the only ones that do it. You see how they respond to it? We the only ones that be like, yo, give him life. What'd he do? Life in prison. He deserves it. Everybody else say irrational thinking. Give him a second chance. He didn't mean it. He didn't know what he was doing. Send him to Patuxent, you know, in Maryland. You know, send him to some type of mental health program. Let him work it out. Let him fix his demons. He'll give him another chance at life. The great thing is, though, whatever your name is, Bizzle or Busy, I agree with you. It is irrational. But I'm saying is, let it all be irrational. Let it all be irrational. Not just when it's beneficial, man. That's all I'm saying. That's all I ever be saying.
It was an attempt to locate put out for?
Yes. Yes, for the defendant and the vehicle that was missing from the residence.
So there was victim A and victim B. Did each of them have a car registered in their name?
Yes, victim A had a Volkswagen Atlas. Victim B had a black BMW sedan.
And was either one of those vehicles at the residence?
Just the BMW belonging to victim B.
So you did put an attempt to locate for the...
So me saying that I want it fair is hate? So me saying that I want it all to be looked at the same, rather what color, that's viewed as hate? Yeah, we are. Yo, this is a wild society we live in.
Volkswagen.
Yes.
And while you're executing the search of the house, did you receive some data with regard to the defendant's cell phone in terms of the tracking of the cell phone to the location that it was last located at?
Object to leading.
Again, I'm directing the attention. There's a ton of downloads from the cell phone.
I would say
overruled. I'll allow you to continue.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
I would say the people that don't want it viewed all the same, I would think those people are hateful people. I would think that people can look at a situation and just based off of color can judge it differently. I would think that is hate. Not the person that can look at the whole situation and say, "Yo, treat it all the same." I don't think that person would be considered a hateful person. It's the person that can look at one situation and define it as something different than when they see it from another group of people. I think that would constitute hate more than anything.
Sure. Did you receive ongoing information with regard to the emergency ping on the defendant's cell phone?
Yeah, once we received the data from the provider, Detective Schrader was analyzing it, and we obtained information showing previous locations of the phone on the 24th in Walcott, Iowa, and I believe the 25th in Nebraska.
State and the witness, you say we now and again. I heard you identify another individual that helped you. Could you, when you testify, when you say we, could you please identify if it's just you or another person helping? So with that little caveat, please go right ahead.
And Detective Schrader was the individual who was monitoring the cell phone locations?
And analyzing the data that was provided to us, yes.
And did you have a location in the city of Walcott where the defendant's phone was, and I'm not asking you for the name of the location, but were you given a specific location within the city of Walcott, WALCOTT, with regard to the location of the defendant's phone on February 24th, 2025, between 2:20 p.m. and 2:50 p.m.?
Yes, it was a truck stop or a gas station.
And were you, was Detective Marshall, Marshall, able to obtain video of the defendant or victim A's vehicle at that location?
Yes, he obtained both of the defendant and the vehicle, as well as the defendant there with the family's dog.
And was anyone with the defendant in that video?
No, we did not observe anyone with the defendant.
Did the defendant seem to be under duress, or did he appear to be walking freely about that area?
He did not appear to be under duress. He had taken the dog for a short walk. I did not observe anything that would lead us to believe he was under duress.
And did you subsequently, was a warrant obtained for further location data of the defendant at a subsequent date?
For the phone records?
Yes. Now, going back to the residence, as the residence was being searched, did you locate a receipt indicating that victim A had purchased a Smith & Wesson .357 Magnum firearm?
Yes.
And during a search of the residence, was that firearm located?
No.
Were you able from the receipt to obtain a serial number of that firearm?
Yes.
Did you attend the autopsy of victim A and victim B?
Yes.
And during that autopsy, did you personally observe any evidence of either one being shot with a firearm?
Yes.
Could you briefly describe, with regard to victim A, what evidence you observed of that?
Victim A had what appeared to be a gunshot wound to the back of the head, where a bullet was eventually recovered from during the internal autopsy from his head. Victim B had what appeared to be four separate entry and exit wounds to the body, right wrist, neck, upper chest, and abdomen. No rounds were recovered.
Based upon the nature of the bodies, did it appear that either death had been on or about February 28th, 2025?
No.
Okay. And was Dr. Bidricki able to obtain positive identification of both victim A and victim B based upon dental records?
Yes.
And did the medical examiner's office later issue a death certification summary with regard to the cause and manner of death of both victim A and victim B?
Yes.
And with regard to victim A, what was the cause of death?
Homicide due to gunshot wound to the head.
Thank you. And with regard to victim B?
Homicide due to multiple gunshot wounds.
With regard to the location of victim B's body, were any projectiles located around the area that victim B's body was located within the residence?
Yes.
And where were those located?
One was located, lodged in the wall near the access door from the garage into that hallway. Another one was located in the floor around the location of victim B's body. And then a third was later recovered on a desk located near victim B's body.
Thank you. That night, February 28th, did you receive information from another law enforcement agency that in fact the defendant had been taken into custody?
Yes, the Waukene Police Department in Kansas.
And that's Wakeenney?
I believe so, yes.
And was anyone in the car with the defendant?
Just the family dog.
Was the defendant the driver of the vehicle?
Yes.
And was it the same victim A's Volkswagen Atlas?
It was the Volkswagen Atlas, yes.
During a search, did officers, and let me withdraw that question, did the Waukene Police Department search the vehicle that evening?
They did begin searching the vehicle
some states different.
Did you subsequently have that, or did the Waukesha County Sheriff's Department arrange to have that vehicle brought back to the Waukesha County Sheriff's Department?
Yes.
And was there a search pursuant to a search warrant of that vehicle?
Yes, on March 4th, I believe.
And what, if anything, with regard to money was located within the vehicle?
There was roughly $14,000 found in the vehicle. I believe 8 was possibly found in a Bible, 6 was in a iPad case, or I might have those two mixed up. Might have been the other way around.
Must be all hundreds.
And were those in a consistent denomination, or were they in
$100 bills? Yes.
Yeah, it had to be all hundreds.
Did Waukene Police Department turn over any firearms to you?
Yes.
And what was that?
It was a Smith & Wesson Model 686 357 mag that was same serial number as what matched the receipt found at the residence.
And do you know where that was located within the vehicle?
The floorboard of the front passenger seat.
Do you know if they located any jewelry within the vehicle?
It was approximately 70 pieces of women's jewelry found in the vehicle.
Were you able to subsequently locate some receipts for approximately 6 of those items?
Yes.
And who were those purchased by?
Victim A.
And what was the value of the 6 items you were able to find a receipt for?
I think just over $14,000.
Oh, so
was there also ammunition turned over?
Yes.
By Waukene Police Department? Yes. Okay, I'm sorry. And can you describe that?
They recovered a box of 50 count of 357 Anguilla rounds. I believe 36 were ultimately turned over to us of that box, along with some 38 special ammunition as well.
And are the 357 Magnum ammunition, would that be consistent with the bullets located around victim B's body and located within victim A's skull?
I'm sorry. And I think I misspoke. I said 36. It was 46 rounds of 357 Anguilla. And I'm sorry, I didn't catch the last question.
Let me just strike that last question. So 46 cartridges, therefore there was 4 missing if it was a box of 50, I assume?
And 4 empty shell casings, yes, of the same kind.
Okay, so...
Which accounted for the 50, yes.
So 4 empty shell casings were found along with 46...
357 Anguilla cartridges, yes.
And those are Aguila?
Yes.
It's a brand name, I take it?
Yeah. I don't know that I'm pronouncing it correctly.
And the 4 missing bullets that would go to the cartridges that were turned over to you, would those be consistent with the rounds that were located within victim A's skull?
Chloe, shut up!
Around victim B's body? I'm not saying that they're the...
It's consistent with, we have 4 rounds recovered, 1 from the head of victim A, 3 around the body of victim B. At this point, those have been submitted for testing. I can't tell you that those are certainly the Anguilla 357 mag rounds.
Are they consistent?
I would say they're consistent, sure.
Thank you. Also, when the defendant was taken into custody on February 28, 2025, was he in possession of a wallet containing banking and financial cards associated with victim A and victim B?
No, back to speculation.
Hearsay is allowable.
He didn't take him into custody, and the question was phrased as when he was taken into custody.
Who is to rephrase, counsel?
Sure, that's fine. So when the defendant was taken into custody, he was taken into custody by the Waukene Police Department?
Yes.
Did the Waukene Police Department prepare reports indicating that they searched the defendant?
Yes.
Did they prepare reports indicating that they had searched the vehicle the defendant was driving?
Yes.
And based upon those reports, when the defendant was taken into custody, did he have possession of a wallet containing banking and financial cards associated with victim A and victim B?
Yes.
And specifically, was there a debit card from BMO Bank?
Yes.
And do you know what the last 4 numbers of that card were?
5341 possibly. Or 4231. There's 2 that are very similar.
Okay. So if the complaint that the BMO Bank had the last 4 numbers of 2431 and belonged to victim A, would that be correct?
Yeah. Yes.
And was there also a Citibank credit card with the last 4 numbers of 5341 that also was associated with victim A's account?
Yes.
And in your investigation, were you able to determine if those cards were used by the defendant?
Yes.
And can you describe for the court how you determined that?
The BMO bank records were used primarily, the BMO bank card was used primarily between February 24th and 28th at various gas stations from.
Shorty had it all figured out. The whole play.
There was an assignment he submitted electronically on the 12th.
Okay. The Volkswagen Atlas being at the residence on Cider Hills Drive.
Definitively would probably be February 23rd in the afternoon.
And how were you able to determine that?
The neighbor their next door neighbor had a Ring doorbell camera that captured the vehicle. Also, the next door neighbor specifically recalled seeing that VW Atlas driven by the defendant on the 23rd. I believe that was roughly around noon.
Did the defendant have a valid driver's license at any time?
No.
Based upon the information provided by Dr. Bidzricki that the date of death was estimated to be February 11th, 2025, did the defendant have consent to use victim A's BMO bank card ending in the number 2431 between February 24th, 2025 and February 28th, 2025?
I'm going to object to speculation.
I'll overrule it. I see where the question is going. I understand it. I don't think it's speculative, so overruled. Go ahead, counsel.
I would say no.
And how about the defendant have consent to use the Citibank credit card that was in victim B's name but was associated with victim A's account ending in 5341 between February 12th, 2025
killed his parents, took all their accounts.
8th, 2025?
Then I would say no.
Had all their cards on them.
Do you believe, based upon your investigation and the date of death of victim A and victim B being February 11th, 2025, the defendant had consent to operate victim A's Volkswagen Atlas?
No.
Between February 12th, 2025 and February 28th, 2025?
No.
Did the defendant have consent to possess or remove from the residence? Did the defendant have consent to remove jewelry purchased by victim A from victim A's residence on or about February 23rd, 2025?
I don't believe so, no.
And how about the $14,000 in cash?
I would say no.
And again, based upon the observations you made of both victim A and victim B's body, were there attempts taken to hide those bodies?
Yes.
Damn.
And were there further attempts made, do you know if there were further attempts made by the defendant to make it appear as if at least victim A was alive after February 11th, 2025?
Yes. Sorry, yes.
Thank you.
This guy's a danger to the community. Give him the chill.
Was there any video footage obtained?
And he's a fucking danger to the community. Give him life plus 85 years. Then give him more. Then give him a life again. Just give him 2 consecutive life sentences plus 85. Can't trust him.
Yes.
And specifically, was there any video camera outside the residence above the garage?
Yes, a Simply Safe camera, yeah.
And I think I asked you this before, but were there victim A or victim B observed leaving the residence anytime after February 11, 2025?
No, the last time we have ever seen victim A was leaving Woodman's at 5:30 on the 11th of February 11th, 25, and the victim B was leaving Pick and Save on February 11th, 2025 at 8:30.
Was there anyone else other than the defendant that was observed going to that residence between even February 10th, 2025 and February 28th, 2025?
What was the second date? You said February 10th and when?
February 28th, 2025. Law enforcement.
There was a guy from Bryce's Lawn Care that came to the residence and met with, we believe to be victim A. There might have been a mail delivery here or there, but no, I didn't recognize or identify anyone else that came to the residence.
Nothing further.
Cross.
The Simply Safe camera that was above the garage, you indicated that was running and functional, correct?
To the best of my knowledge, yes.
And you stated here today that the last time victim A was seen was leaving Woodman's on February 11th?
Now, based off the planning and execution of these murders, I'm not trying to hear he's not mentally competent to stand trial. Hell no. Now that what we just heard, is fully competent and capable to stand trial for these accusations.
To victim A, February 11th at 5:30 p.m., yes.
Okay. And victim E, the last time that individual was seen was leaving that pick and save at 8:30 that night?
Yes, ma'am.
There was no video footage of them returning home?
On the Simply Safe camera?
Correct.
No, there's no footage of it.
Is the Simply Safe camera something that runs continuously, or is it motion activated?
I think it's motion detected.
Like how drill music brainwash people?
There was one above the garage, one at the front door, one at the side yard, and one at the backyard.
What kind of brainwash are you talking about?
Okay, and you indicated that when you or law enforcement reviewed that footage, you were able to see
not like drill
a
music?
vehicle leave the residence at some point?
When?
Between February 11th and February 28th.
So what's the difference?
I'm sorry, can you be more specific? On which camera?
You had testified
Yes.
that in looking at the Simply Safe camera footage that you had seen
Is there a difference?
the defendant leave the residence.
If there's a difference than him being brainwashed by Nazis, like you said, online, then drill music brainwashing these kids. What's the difference? They all been revolutionized. Oh, okay.
Yes, during that time, during the 11th through the 23rd.
Gotcha.
Okay, so the camera footage picked up who you believe the defendant to be leaving the residence, but it didn't pick up victim A or victim B returning to the residence?
I'm sorry, what specific time are you talking about? On February 11th through the 23rd, I regularly see the defendant out in the yard, moving the garbage can, shoveling snow. On February 11th, are you asking me?
You testified that the last time victim A and victim B were seen was leaving different grocery stores on February 11th. I'm trying to determine if the cameras on the home picked up their return to the home on February 11th.
No, it didn't.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
That's fine. There were a number of questions about consent with respect to bank cards, vehicles, firearms, jewelry, cash. Do you remember that line of questioning?
Yes.
Okay. And is it fair to say that you yourself and your fellow law enforcement officers have not been involved with this family prior to this investigation?
That's correct.
Okay. You don't know the family's arrangement in terms of utilizing funds?
I have no idea.
Okay. You don't know if they had an arrangement about utilizing the vehicle?
There is some information that we know that Nikita did not have a driver's license, and there have been conversations in the past about him potentially earning the right to obtain his driver's license. But I don't know. That was, I believe, a little bit beforehand, sometime before this incident.
Okay, you said there was conversations about him earning the right to obtain his driver's license?
There was, I believe, from talking to family, they had mentioned that they did not believe he yet had a driver's license, although he was 17, and thought that was a point of contention possibly at the family, and that he wanted to drive, but the family was not yet willing to allow him to get his license.
And this information that you're referring to is coming from victim A's family?
Yes.
Do you know how involved Victim A's family was with the defendant?
Objection is to relevance for this hearing.
What is relevance?
He's just testified that he's obtaining information from these individuals about the relationship, potentially consent and things like that. They talked about consent and whether it was there.
I'll overrule the objection, but it'll only go so far, counsel. This is a preliminary hearing. This isn't a
Been up
trial.
here trying to play victim, Nick. Your head up, Nick.
Victim A primarily, or Victim A's family primarily spoke with Victim A and received information on family dynamics, typically from Victim A.
He tried to kill he killed his
Not so
parents.
much that I don't know that they were communicating regularly.
He devised the plot to kill his parents. He was going to use the money, insurance money he got, to then in turn try to get Donald Trump killed. Now, I don't know if he was going to kill Trump himself or he was going to have somebody paid to do it, but that was the plan.
The only other question I'll ask about it is it correct that Victim A's family does not reside in the state of Wisconsin?
They do not.
Okay, thank you. In terms of the statements that were made by witness A, those were made when law enforcement was speaking to individuals from Waukesha West, is that correct?
I don't understand your question. When they were speaking to individuals from Waukesha West?
Correct. You testified that during the investigation, Detective Moonen spoke to individuals that were at Waukesha.
Detective Fredericks, I believe, interviewed Victim A. Or Witness A, I'm sorry.
Okay. So Detective Moonen spoke with employees at Waukesha West.
Primarily like the school resource officer and staff.
And Detective Frederick spoke to Witness A.
Interviewed Witness A, yes.
Okay. And those happened on different dates?
I believe so.
Do you know if Witness A came to Detective Fredericks or if Detective Fredericks went to Witness A?
Objection is to relevance for this hearing. Again, this isn't a discovery.
I don't like his demeanor, man. Pick your head up, man. Focus.
The statements that were made that were concerning to Witness A involved self-harm and potentially killing himself. Is that right?
There were statements to that effect, yes.
And those were generally followed up with, I don't have access to a gun. I'm not serious about this. It's a joke.
Yes.
Okay. And the phone that you found that you referred to as an iPhone XR, you said you believe that it was used by the defendant?
I believe it was his primary phone from roughly 2019 to maybe January of 25, yes.
And you said on that there were two images that drew your attention.
Yes.
One was from January 28th of 25?
I can't tell you exactly when the image was taken. I just recall that I noted that the date associated with that image in that phone download showed January 28th. I don't know if that means that device actually took that picture or if that image was transferred from another device to that phone on that date. I can't tell you that.
And the other one was somehow associated with February 9th, and that was with one round of ammunition.
There's two images of both depicting that one round, yes.
Okay. The iPhone XR is not the phone that you were tracing to try and locate?
No.
Mr. Kassav, okay. What phone was that?
Objection is to relevance for this hearing.
Well, I'll overrule it, but I mean, I think the question is, was it the phone recovered?
The phone you're referring to?
So you testified that the iPhone XR you believe to be Nikita's primary phone from 2019 to January 25, correct?
I believe so, yes.
That's not the phone that law enforcement was tracing to try and locate him on February 28th?
That was not the one that was currently assigned his phone number that he was actively using, no.
Okay, so there was a new phone that was assigned?
There's multiple phones recovered during this investigation, but the phone that you're referring to that emergency pings were submitted on was not the iPhone XR, no.
Okay.
It's like an expensive phone. iPhone XR? Is that a new one?
You indicated that you believe the bodies were covered to try and avoid detection. Is that correct?
I believe they were covered, yes.
You testified that you believe it was to avoid detection of those bodies, right?
Potentially, yes.
Okay.
My bad, y'all.
Were there also candles lit in the residence near the bodies?
Only evidence of that was near victim A.
Okay. Did you observe, or did any other law enforcement officers observe any other attempts to mask this?
Not that I recall.
No cleaners that were out or chemicals or anything like that near the bodies?
Not that I recall, as I said here, no.
The state of the home, you said that it was, things were all strewn about the floor, that drawers were open and emptied, right?
Yep.
And I don't remember if you testified as to why you believe it was like that.
Oh, shit.
I did not.
Okay. Why? In the complaint, it states that law enforcement believed the home was in that state because there was a search for money. Would you agree with that statement?
I think that's certainly a possibility, yes.
And it's true that within the home there was additional cash that was found, right?
I recall there was, I believe, 500 found at one point. I can't remember where it was. Maybe in a BMO envelope, I believe. Yeah.
And that was in an iPad case in the office?
That sounds right.
Did there appear to be anything else missing from the home that was noticeable?
Yes, sir.
There was empty jewelry boxes in the basement. Again, we had the receipt for that Smith & Wesson Model 686, but we couldn't find the gun or any type of like safe that it would have held. There was empty BMO cash envelopes on the kitchen counter that were empty. We did not find cell phones that we would have associated with the two decedents. Yeah, there was a number of things that we believed were missing. Yes, the vehicle.
Do you recall the date of the receipt for the purchase of the firearm?
I know that was from Select Weaponry, and I believe it was 2021 or 2022, but I don't recall the exact date, no.
You stated that officers' observation of the video of Nikita at a truck stop in Iowa, he did not appear under duress, is that correct?
Yes.
And you said in part that was because he was walking the family dog?
Yes.
Did you review any of
so he left his parents in the house for a while.
The cell phones that were recovered?
He continued living life after that shit.
I have reviewed some of the information, yes.
Do you recall messages that were being conveyed about a plot that could have influenced Nikita?
Objection as to relevance for this hearing.
I'll sustain that objection. Move on, counsel.
We're still early on in the case.
I might have missed this, and I apologize if I did. You stated that there were 4 shell casings that were recovered?
There were 4 shell casings recovered in the VW Atlas. That was also located with the other .357 Agia rounds.
And there were 3 bullets that were recovered in the home?
12 days? God damn.
3 in the home and 1 from victim A.
They did 2 weeks in the house.
How many gunshot wounds did victim B have?
Victim B had 4 entrance and exit wounds. However, during my discussions with Dr. B, she was not confident that the injury to the wrist was an independent event and could have been as a result of one of the injuries to the neck, abdomen, or upper chest.
That was a defensive wound.
And I'm sorry, Dr. B is Dr. Bidzricki.
Thank you.
The cash that was located in the vehicle, do you recall where in the vehicle those things were located?
There was an amount of 6,000, an amount of 8,000. One was found in a Bible, and one was found, I thought, in a iPad case or laptop case or something similar to that. I'm sorry, it was a memory. It was a photo memory book was one of them, and a Bible.
Do you know where the Bible and the photo book were located within the vehicle?
I don't recall at this point.
hold on, after this. Should anything lead to this? Can this be justified? Like, what can justify this?
The money that was located in the Bible and the photo album, was that located when officers in Kansas were searching the vehicle, or was that after it came back to
It was March 4th when they executed the search warrant here at our fleet services building.
So fair to say it wasn't in plain sight when they stopped the vehicle?
I don't know. I don't believe so.
His motive was
Did
to
you
kill
review
Trump.
the report of the
that was the motive.
Kansas law enforcement agency?
From what I understand.
Yes.
Where
And you
find
don't
an article
recall
on
in that report they indicated that they collected the Bible or saw cash strewn about?
I don't remember, sorry.
No further questions.
He got radicalized online.
You indicated that there are no cell phones associated with either victim A or victim B found in the residence. Is that correct?
I believe that iPhone XR was found at the residence. I don't believe we ever found the phones that we would have assumed to found next to the victim A or victim B. We did not locate.
Were any phones associated with victim A or victim B located in the vehicle the defendant was driving?
Yes.
More than one?
Yes.
Thank you. And the Simply Safe camera, is that connected through Wi-Fi?
Yes.
And therefore, if someone disconnects the Wi-Fi, would it not show any video?
That's true.
Okay, nothing further.
Hey, recross based on those questions.
No.
All right, may this witness be excused.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much for your testimony. Any further witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. So you rest?
Yes.
Thank you. Testimony, we had identification of the defendant. We have jurisdiction on this matter. There was testimony about where the police department was dispatched to, the address here in Waukesha County. Court notes that as the testimony went on, every single count was addressed. First of all, we have reports from the coroner, cause of death, gunshot wound, homicide being the cause of death for both victims. The bodies were hidden. There was a hiding corpse allegation, counts 3 and 4. I heard a fair amount of testimony on that. Those counts are shown as well. There's a probable cause to believe that this defendant committed counts 1 and 2, committed counts 3 and 4. The other issue that was brought up during the course of testimony was the issue about lack of consent to counts 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Dang.
Now,
what counts he got?
As far as the amount of theft, 10,000 to 100,000, there is evidence in this record just by the jewelry that's 14,000. The source of the cash, that's another matter, but it's well beyond $10,000. There's a lack of consent by virtue of the fact that the owners of this property died there's a lot of testimony on, I think, February 11th from a coroner, from reports from a neighbor, everything tells me that the people who have consented to any of these things were not with us in this world anymore. They were passed on, so no consent was given. We've had additional testimony about the fact this defendant didn't even have a driver's license, knowing the family wanted him to be driving at the time. In fact, that's more detail than I would typically get at a preliminary hearing. And yes, counts 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's no consent here. So as to all counts, the court will find the following. There's probable cause to believe that this defendant committed all of these counts, all these felonies. So I'll order him bound over for trial before the trial court, the Honorable Judge Ralph Ramirez. The court makes that finding on today's date based on the testimony before it. State, have you filed an information provided to the defense?
We have not, based upon the information provided here in court, and we believe the continued download of electronics, we believe, well, I know additional charges will be issued.
All right, so you're asking for an arraignment date
Yeah.
before the judge?
As close to 30 days as possible.
All right, that being said, defense, any comment before we obtain that date?
No.
All right, Madam Clerk, a date for arraignment within the statutory deadlines.
Hold up, yo. Let's see how Donald Trump came into play. Link to satanic cult. Drone bomb, white supremacists. This guy's fucking ruthless. Oh, so he was revolutionized, like the World Liberator said. So he dove deep into a white supremacist ideology and occult propaganda. He idolized a group called the Order of Nine Angels, a neo-Nazi cult that mixes Satanism with terrorism. Yeah, it is crazy. Dang, so they had a whole plan. He's ready to go crazy. Dang. Motherfuckers is ruthless. So why these neo-Nazi groups don't ever face RICOs? Like, have you ever seen a neo-Nazi RICO? The fuck is the federal government is dropping the ball, man. Like, yo, it's a lot of criminality going on in this world, man. I don't think they all black people. Yo, have we ever seen a neo-Nazi RICO? And how often do they happen, you know? Oh, drill music is radicalizing kids too, man. Seems like it's a lot of radicalization going on out this bitch. I want to see a neo-Nazi RICO. See how that'll look. These motherfucking RICO, they giving RICOs every motherfucking body saying like, all right, yo, but damn, that was wild. That's crazy. Fuck that boy name me. So yo, more details got released on a LSU football player. Shorty was a star too. Shorty couldn't get right.
Police issue an arrest warrant for former LSU football standout Kyren Lacy. He is wanted on charges of negligent homicide and felony hit and run. related to a December crash in Lafourche Parish. The crash killed a former Marine and 2 others. Troopers say Lacy.
That shit crazy. So at first, people were saying that it stemmed from you know, he had court Monday, but kind of find out, no, this shit stemmed from something else. He had a whole altercation today. Kyren Lacy. No, we need newer video. All right, here, new details. 41
We've
minutes
learned
ago.
a former LSU wide receiver who was facing criminal charges in Louisiana died during a police pursuit right here in Houston. Now, here's what the Harris County Sheriff's Office is telling us tonight. It started after 11 Saturday night. Deputies with the Precinct 4 Constable's Office were called to a weapons disturbance. Apparently, Lacy was having an argument with a family member when he fired a gun into the ground. Now, by the time deputies arrived, Lacy had left. 20 minutes later, a unit spotted Lacy's vehicle and tried to stop him. There was a chase that went on for several miles, but ended when Lacy crashed along Aldine Westfield Road. When deputies were getting him from the vehicle, they found what appeared to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. HCSO believes the shot was fired during the chase. We're told an autopsy will be conducted on Lacy's body. Also, the Civil Rights Division of the Harris County District Attorney's Office will review the results of the investigation once it's finished, which is standard procedure when a death occurs during an attempted arrest.
Damn, shorty. That shit crazy. So his parents spoke out. This is what Pops had to say, man. So Pops say, young parents, start talking to your kids at a very early age and make sure they are confident and comfortable confiding in you. Don't be cool with, am I right? Or I'm good. When you know deep down something isn't right. Mental health is real. And for the most part, it's invisible. Don't ignore the signs, even if they may seem small. Our lives have changed forever, and this will never be okay. But God needed my baby more than he was needed here. This has to be the biggest pill our families have had to swallow. But I know love and compassion in our family will get us through this. This will never get easier, but we'll learn to live with it. Check on your kids' mental. Yeah, we just did a whole video about that. Like, yo, I told you, yo, these kids nowadays, yo, I don't know. I guess they're not mentally strong, man. That's just the reality of it. They're not mentally strong. They didn't come up like how a lot of us came up. The world didn't pacify them. So it's like whenever they face with any type of turbulence, a lot of them can't take it. Not all of them, but a lot of them can't take it. Shorty was a star. And within a 2-month time frame, from the time he got arrested for the accident up until today, that shit was enough to take him over the fucking edge. That shit took him over the edge, man. Yo, because more than likely that case wasn't really like that. Like, he didn't, you know what I mean? Like, it's a chance that he didn't know he even caused the accident. That's what made him leave.
In the death of former LSU wide receiver Kyren Lacy. Sources telling WBRZ's investigative unit Lacy took his own life. The Harris County Sheriff's Office reports on Saturday deputies responded to a weapons disturbance call in Houston. One of Lacy's family members reported being in a verbal argument with Lacy before Lacy pulled out a gun and shot at the ground. By the time deputies got to the scene, Lacy had fled. A constable then found Lacy and attempted to make a traffic stop, and a vehicle pursuit took place, resulting in a crash. While deputies tried to take Lacy into custody, they discovered he had what they believed.
Well, more than likely, he knew his football career was over. He already had this one case. Now he ready to catch another case. His career was over. But damn, shorty, like, that shit crazy.
To be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. EMS personnel pronounced Lacy dead at the scene. In December, Lacy was accused of negligent homicide after causing a fatal crash along LA 20 in Chack Bay, which killed 78-year-old Herman Hall. Lacy was booked into the Lafourche Parish Jail on charges of negligent homicide, hit-and-run driving, and reckless operation of a vehicle, to which he posted bail. A grand jury was set to take up Lacy's case on Monday. Lacy spent 2 years at Louisiana Lafayette before playing the last 3 seasons at LSU. And after catching 9 touchdowns for the Tigers this past season, he was projected to be an NFL draft pick. In the death of former LSU wide receiver.
That's crazy. Damn, yo, that's a wild turn of events in 2 months. So there's been arrests in the death of 800. What is it? TJ 800. I think that's his name. So these 2 guys from Mo, No Love, is the ones that got arrested for.
Update this breaking news just in. We have learned that a 22-year-old man was killed in that shooting on the Dan Ryan Expressway. The Cook County coroner identified him as Ty John Bush. That shooting happened in the northbound lanes between 79th and 83rd. That's around 5:15 in the height of rush hour traffic last night. That shooting is under investigation. Update this breaking news just in.
Remember, he was just riding through the hood looking for his apps right before that shit happened. So now they made 2 arrests. Time to stop talking crazy to me before I pull back up. How you mad I took your strap? Oh, yeah, that's what it was. He supposed to took somebody's joint. These young boys is crazy. He done lost his life for some dumb shit. Excuse me. Lost his life for some dumb shit. No, I mean, the arrest is new.
Update this breaking.
The arrest is new. But the situation, this happened, what was this, end of last year? Right after his no jumper interview? Or, that shit crazy. Damn, shorty. If I better stop valuing life, man. You only get one of them bitches. Only get one. All right, so remember yesterday, yo, we was talking about Breakfast Club, and how the Breakfast Club was kind of wrong for throwing 50 Cent name in the mix, and it caused Ja Rule to respond. So since yesterday, Ja Rule and 50 Cent has been going back and forth online, rekindling old flames. So Ja Rule calls 50 a B and said he already ate his lunch. He got shot 9 times and did nothing. Stop glazing this clown. No pause. None of that. Get off my... Blow the whistle. You're a used car salesman. Everything you do is trash music. One good album. After that, trash liquor. Trash TV shows. Yeah, I said it. Trash. How many times you gonna make the same show that Coke stepped on? Parenting, trash, character trash. You the garbage man. From that war, your name Boo Boo. That's what I call you on the streets, right? Boo Boo the Fool. 50 Cent is a street nigga from Brooklyn. You Boo Boo from Queens. MC Gusto, CB4 ass nigga. You're right. He told the feds Murder Inc. had him shot, and they put us under federal indictment. And he been going in on 50 all day today. So this was 50 posted. So ever since 50 posted that, Ja Rule just been going in that 50. All this stems from Breakfast Club and the instigating that these podcasters do. Breakfast Club need to be ashamed of itself for participating in nonsense. So did y'all see well, the Menendez brothers is about to come home after 20-something years in prison, or 30 years. How long they been locked up? 30 years behind bars. Yeah, they ready to come home soon. Listen to y'all, man. Adam.
Like somebody like Big U, if he was really getting down like they say he is, he's not trying to meddle in legal businesses. You know, it's like you need some skin in the game in order to be able to do that to somebody. With somebody like you, it's like you're running a legal business. If he had tried that with me, you know what I'm doing? I'm going to the fucking cops and I'm saying, hey, this guy's trying to extort me. You want me to wear a wire? You want me to record this guy? I don't give a fuck. Like
you would wear a wire with Big U.
If he was trying to extort me, yeah, for sure, I'll do whatever. I don't give a fuck. I mean, I'm not a criminal. I didn't ask to be part of a criminal scheme. So yeah, for sure.
Yo,
I mean, if
that is a bunch of bullshit. Yo, this is the motherfucking throw rocks and hide your hands shit that Adam does. Adam whole platform, right? Whole platform is centered around gangbanging. Whole platform, but yet he wants to sell people this idea of I'm a civilian. Hell yeah, I wear why? I'm not in the streets. Yo, yes, the fuck you is. Who the fuck told Adam he wasn't in the streets? Yo, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, Adam, but you are in the streets. Your whole platform is about the streets of LA, gang politics. You are in the streets, Adam. Adam should be bound by the same fucking rules that everybody else is bound by because of how he constructed his fucking platform. Somebody need to tell him. Somebody need to tell Adam he's officially a street nigga. Hey, that man crazy. But that's what we got going on. So he wants to exploit these kids, these guys, for monetary gain. But he don't want to take none of the back end of it. Meanwhile, they going to prison, they're getting killed, they're getting indicted. He don't want none of that in, but he want all the benefits of exploiting their culture or exploiting their, just exploiting them in general. No, Adam, that don't go like that, Adam. You are in the streets. Congratulations. Adam 22 is an honorary street nigga. You feel me? We stamping it right now, man. We stamping it. From now on, we gonna make this a thing. Adam 22 is from the streets. I ain't trying to hear nothing else. You can't tell me no different. You can't tell me no different. Yo, Adam 22 from the streets. He from the streets of LA. I don't know if he a pirate. I don't know if he neighborhood. I don't know what gang he is, but he a part of that shit. Fuck that. I would make him a part of it. All that instigating and all that bullshit he doing. You part of this. Like, that's how it used to be. When you instigated beefs, you became part of the beefs. Adam 22 instigates beefs. So you are a part of the beefs. Adam? You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Talk about here, wear a wire. I'm not in the streets. That's the fuck you is, Adam 22.
To try to do something like that, I would be happy to take it there. But like somebody like Big U, if he was really getting down like they say he is, he's not trying to meddle in legal businesses. It's like you need some skin in the game in order to be able to do that to somebody. With somebody like you, it's like you're running a legal business. If he had tried that with me, you know what I'm doing? I'm going to the fucking cops and I'm saying, hey, this guy's trying to extort me. You want me to wear a wire? You want me to record this guy? I don't give a fuck. Like,
you would wear a wire with Big U.
if he was trying to extort me, yeah, for sure, I'll do whatever. I don't give a fuck. I mean, I'm not a criminal. I didn't ask to be part of a criminal scheme.
Yo, you are part of a criminal scheme. Adam, what are you talking about? Yo, somebody need to talk to this guy, man. Yo, somebody need to enlighten Adam on the reality of the situation. You are a part of everything that you interview, my brother. I don't know what the fuck he talking about. That boy talking crazy. He ain't part of no criminal scheme. You could have fooled me. You could have fooled me. I ain't never seen no shit like that in my life. He ain't part of no criminal scheme. Yeah, all right. Bitch nigga. Yeah, okay. So why being this boy, he got knocked out the other day. Let's see if they got the video on here. So he had Adam he had he had an event with Aiden Ross and got the fucking floor mop with him. Let's see if we can find it. They mopped the floor with him, man. I don't know who the fuck he was fighting. Some other guy. YBN. Fuck that boy name is. That ain't his name. YK. Osiris. Well, you know, Jay Young say he used to fight girls when they was in school, man. He is whipping his ass. Yeah.
I just don't think either one of these guys got that one punch power.
Man, he is whipping his ass, man.
I just don't.
So he responded to the ass whipping. Yo, Whack 100 could have said something like that up with Big U.
I just want to say I appreciate everybody. I love y'all for the support. I was tired as hell, man. I was so tired. But I got through it, you know. And salute the bro. You know, salute him. You know, great boxer. He did his thing, and I salute him for that. For sure.
But he ain't no sore loser.
Let's do it.
But he got his ass whipped.
Oh, he really wants to finish him. And that's it, guys. That's it. All right. Look.
These motherfuckers is crazy. So let me talk about this motherfucker Walo, man. Yeah, now Wallo and Gillie, y'all. I don't know what happened to these dudes. Yo, but they did a whole motherfucking 360 on everybody, man. It's like, yo, now it's like the disrespect that be coming from them toward the black community. Now look, right? So Walo speaks on why he would support a business. Nobody gives a fuck about that. So Walo was talking to, I don't know who he's talking to, entrepreneurs or whoever the fuck he's talking to for some reason. You know, I mean, Walo started off, you know, a lot of shit he said was relatable. But it seems like now, like these guys, similar to almost Charleston White, like their message switched. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Gillie says he does business with white people. Gillie. And they post a fucking video. Like, this is the type of shit they on. This is the type of shit they be on.
How many motherfuckers call us on a type of time? Yo, man, we gotta get some money together. All the big niggas. Name them. All the big black niggas be on our fucking phone. How many of them niggas we got money with? None of them. We get money with the white people, nigga. So when it come down to it, if you know, damn, I can get some money with these niggas. They don't do that. But you don't get money with me, you bitch ass nigga. Fuck out of here. I get money with the white folks, nigga. Yeah. A lot of these niggas be bitch ass niggas. They be scared you gonna outshine them and all that shit. They can make a shitload of money with you. These niggas be operating off of ego, man. Yeah, oh God. Yeah. A lot of them be bitch ass niggas. I be scared to death when a nigga walk in the room. Not you gonna do.
Won't you name people? See, this is the thing, right? Name them. Name the guys. Name the black guys that you try to get money with and play with you. Don't generalize it. You understand what I'm saying? Name these dudes, man. Who are they? Because if you make a blanket statement like that, how we know if you're even telling the motherfucking truth? You could have made that shit up. Put a name on it. Yo, we gotta start. Yo, see, that's why, yo, they gonna hate when our channel blow, because we not standing for this sucker shit. We ain't standing for that. Put a name on it or don't say it. Straight up and down. Put a name on the people that you said that bluffed you, that you said tried to compete, that you tried to work with. They was on bullshit, or don't say it. Because that's not everybody. But when you put statements out that like that, you generalize it into this is all black people. No, bro. Name them or don't say it. But they didn't say it more. So now you got Walo speaking about black business.
Us? Oh, I'm black. No black people. Nobody gives a fuck about that. Kill that shit. Either you got a good business or you don't. All that shit, don't nobody want to hear that shit. That's a hustle. Support me because I got a black business. Is your restaurant clean? Is the food good? Do you got consistent cooks? Is the material in your shit good? Stop doing that. Oh, you support the white people? No, I support consistency, baby. Fuck.
Yo, these niggas clowns. Let me tell you something, right? As long as we got that mentality of Walo, we ain't gonna get nowhere. Cause let me tell you something. Most businesses, especially when you starting with limited capital, yo, you're not gonna be able to compete with the motherfucking top chains. If you got a mom and pop store or whatever, a lot of times you're not gonna be able to compete with these other stores starting out. So it's gonna be a little struggle starting out. Everybody don't start out on the same level. So it's gonna be a little bit of struggle starting out. But if we don't support them on the start out, they're never gonna reach the level of success that Walo was talking about. Yo, these niggas don't know shit, man. Like, yo, this nigga getting paid all this money to get up there and spew nonsense. Nonsense. Like, what is he talking about? Yo, we'll never get nowhere. As long as we adapt that mentality of, yo, you got to have this, that, and the third, we'll never get nowhere. We got to build up to that point. Now, if you got a business that started like that and 5 years down the line, they still like that, all right. But off the rip, no, yo, you can't hold them to that level. You can't hold them to that. You can't hold them to that, yo, when you know we not coming in on the same playing field. A lot of times we're not coming in with investors and shit like that. So our businesses are going to struggle. Not all the time, but some of them are. Tell you what the fuck Walo was talking about. We ain't going to get no motherfucking way. We ain't going to get nowhere. And he loud and sounds stupid as a bitch. And I hate to do this shit to y'all because sometimes I think it's intentions of purr. Yo, but these niggas code switched. All the way. All the way. These niggas got money and code switched completely. They wasn't talking like this in the beginning. Him or Gillie. They wasn't talking like this in the beginning.
About what color you is, I'm gonna spend my money. That paper, I'm gonna spend them bills where the fuck I want to spend it at. Grab his Porsche, Ferrari, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do while I'm here. But I'm gonna tell you one thing, I ain't gonna be finessed off some black shit. But one thing about it, 70% of you motherfuckers is not going to make it. I'm not no motherfucking fake-ass motivational speaker that talk this dumb shit. I'm the number one nigga in the country. You know why? Y'all seen me come out of the penitentiary. I made millions.
There he go. There he go. Misleading. Yo, Walo need to talk to me. Let me tell you something, right? Yo, the first time I seen Walo, know who page it was on? Meek Mill's. When Walo first came home, Meek Mill was sharing damn near everything he posted. Walo didn't start at zero. Now, he deserved credit for the plan that he put in motion. Yo, but don't act like, yo, we starting on the... Yo, if I had somebody that had 5 million fucking followers, I would be on. If I had a person that had 5 million followers, 3 million followers, that shared every video I put out, every take I put out, I would be fucking on. But he presents this shit like I did 20 years in the joint and I started with 0. No, the fuck you didn't. No, you started at 50. You started at 50. Stop misleading niggas with bullshit, man. Yo, I think most of us would be on if we had a Meek Mills and a Gillie the Kid. Now, Gillie didn't. He deserved credit. He had the plan. Gillie had the following. Meek Mills had the following. All these boys was from Philly with followings was sharing everything Wallo and Gillie put out. Everything. So, yo, you can't compare you doing 20 years in a prison and coming home to a motherfucking support system to a person doing whatever years or just starting from scratch and they ain't got no support system. They don't got no rich friends. They don't got no notable friends. They really building it from the ground fucking up. But he tells this story and it's fucking misleading. It's misleading. He always does it. He always does it. The shit is misleading, Walo. Tell the truth, bro. Yeah, you had the message. Yeah, you had the plan. But yo, you had a whole lot of help, my nigga. A whole lot of help. Like I said, the first videos I seen from Walo was on Meek Mill page. Meek Mill already had 3 million followers, bro. All you had to do is keep producing the videos.
Yes, baby. You understand? I come from the ghetto. Us. Oh, I'm black. No black people. Nobody gives a fuck about that.
Like, who's paying him? Who's paying him to fucking say this shit? Sponsored by who? Fan base? Fan bases? Who the fuck is fan bases? Who the fuck run them?
Either you got a good business or you don't. All that shit, don't nobody want to hear that shit. That's a hustle. Support me because I got a black business. Is your restaurant clean? Is the food good? Do you got consistent cooks? Is the material of your shit good? Stop doing that. Oh, you support the white people. Nah, I support consistency, baby. Well, fuck about what color you is. I'm gonna spend my money. That paper, I'm gonna spend them bills where the fuck I want to spend it at. Brothers, Porsche, Ferrari, I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do while I'm here. But I'm going to tell you one thing, I ain't going to be finessed off some black shit. But one thing about it, 70% of you motherfuckers is not going to make it. I'm not no motherfucking fake ass.
I don't think people are finessing. I think people are legitimately trying. I don't think nobody's finessing. I think people's legitimately trying, but everybody start at different levels. And if we want to get black businesses to the level of some of these other businesses, yo, we are going to have to look past certain things. Now, when you talk about quality or unsanitary work conditions, yo, that's unacceptable. But there are going to be times where it say open up at motherfucking 12 and they open up at 4. Lack of staffing, which means lack of money. But you gotta give them that so they can get to the point so they can be more consistent. If we adopt Walo point of view, we'll never get there. We'll never get there. You're gonna have to overlook certain things, yo, so we can get these businesses to where the fuck they need to be. Then now they can come back, and then they can provide for the neighborhood. Then they can do more. But as long as we think like that, we ain't getting nowhere. This was horrible advice. I don't know who the fuck paid for this. This was horrible advice. It ain't about using the black card, y'all. It's just about being real. You know, support black businesses. Like, yeah, y'all support black businesses, y'all, but you still got to be strategic about the ones you support. Like, because some people want you to support them and they ain't going to give nothing back. So you still got to be strategic about the ones that you pick and choose and who you fuck with, yo, because we trying to get out the hole. And the only way we're going to get out the hole is if we do support each other. We're not going to get out the hole thinking like Walo. We're gonna be living in ghettos. We're gonna be second-class citizens for the rest of our dwelling on this motherfucking earth. Thinking like Walo. And a lot of niggas look at Walo like, yo, Walo be saying some real shit, man. Walo used to. He used to. I don't know what the fuck happened to him and Gillie. They just was talking like this the other day. Listen to this dumbass shit. We talked about this the other day. Shit. Zip with the drip even got on him about this shit. Where the fuck this shit at? Hey, yo, these boys weren't talking like this when they first came out, man. They was acting like they was for the people. They was for the betterment of the black community. Somewhere along the line, that shit changed. Look like to me they selling us.
All the ladies out there, right? Sometimes the best thing you could do, don't go bail your son the fuck out. Don't go bail him out. You want to be on dumb shit, leave him in there. Let him get a little 6 months, little year bit in there. Because what this do sometimes is, when he see a nigga get stabbed, he see a nigga go, joint going a nigga here like a unicorn, he develop a different relationship.
You definitely gotta say what they talking about.
And you gotta let him get that public defender.
Yeah.
No, go through what your dad went through, boy. I had a son, he was on that shit. Oh, he doing that bit.
Yep.
Go through what your dad did.
No, because when the nigga, you know, when a young nigga see niggas get chased across the pier, they got a sword to hide to go, please, God.
Now, Gillie ain't never been to prison. So what the fuck is he talking about? Gillie ain't never been to prison. Like, yo, you shouldn't even be saying this, my nigga. And do you think Gillie would ever leave his sons? If Gillie's sons got in trouble, do you think Gillie would leave his sons in prison to have to endure some shit that's going to traumatize them? Yo, I told you these kids nowadays mentally weak. I don't give a fuck what crimes they commit. You got to know your personnel. You got to know your child. This is bad information. More bad information. More generalization. Yo, you got to be specific when you talking about things, man. These niggas put out blanket statements like it's a fucking one-size-fit-all shoe. Nah, bro, every situation is different. This was horrible advice again. 2, 3, 4. In the last week, I didn't say them say, yo, horrible, damaging advice. But they called me and I was with a game.
The first time a motherfucker have any contact with going to jail about some street shit, if they sit them down for 36 months, up top or that wherever, they come out a different person.
Yo, that is not true. Yo, what is Walo? Yo, that does not apply for everybody. Yo might come home a menace, depending on his experience in that motherfucking joint. Might come home in a gang. You know that happens often. Go in a civilian, come home a gang member. No, it's not true. Yo, it's not, yo. See, yo, that is a terrible misconception, yo. Yo, if jail changed people, right? If jail changed people for the best, yo, why is the recidivism rate so high? Why do so many people go back? If this narrative that you got to go to jail to change, why is the recidivism rate so high? Can somebody answer that? If they going back, they not changing, right? If people are going back, they ain't changing. Yo, the people that do change is the people that know better. I mean, the people that shouldn't have been there to begin with. The people that just got caught in the mix. But it's way more, prison preys on ignorance. It's way more people in prison that's ignorant, miseducated, uneducated than anything. Yo, these niggas is talking crazy, man. Niggas is talking crazy. Yo, you can make the same change. Most people, for real, to be honest, most people is incarcerated for nonviolent offenses. We can start there. Nonviolent offenses is why most people is incarcerated. Not violence. We do know that, right? So, you can make the same changes that people say prison does for people by leaving your hometown. If you from motherfucking New Orleans or you from Texas, you go to motherfucking Alabama. Now, I know that's easier said than done, but it's not the fact that prison changes. It's just that, you getting a chance that you getting out of the environment, you getting around different people. It's the change in environment, the change in scenery. But you got to be open to that change. You already got to have some level of understanding of right and wrong. But prison preys on ignorance. So most people that's going to prison, they ain't changing. You know what I mean? They dealing with ignorance. Most people go back. So this narrative that prison changes people is bogus. It's bogus.
The story you always say. You seen a nigga get hit in the head with a weight. You said, I had to just go lay down, man.
Exactly, yo. The prison is not right. You say it's not even designed for prison. Yo, they're not trying to revitalize people. Yo, prison is punishment. That's all it is. It's punishment. It's slavery. Yo, we don't want prison raising our children. We do not want prison raising our children. What the fuck is these niggas talking about? What are they talking about?
Laid down and I ain't come out of the yard for like a month. I know. Some of them niggas need to develop a different relationship. We got to need to see a couple niggas get hit in the head with a weight. I got no gun to protect myself. None of that. You see a couple niggas do that hellacious scream. That scream. When they grab their biscuit, don't nothing come out. How that shit go? All ladies out there, right?
Yo,
sometimes the best thing you could do.
And then you talking to women, vulnerable, single women, who everybody preys on. Yo, the system preys on single women. Every system, the school system, the prison system, the welfare system, every fucking system, every institution, preys on single women. So he puts out a post directed at women. Void of men. Look, this is how you handle your kids. Yo, that only applies to people that's really, the issue in our community right now ain't great parenting. You understand? It's lack of parenting. It's the fact that these parents still want to be children that goddamn self. So a lot of these kids are growing up neglected. Yo, you can't raise a neglected child or have a neglected child. And then when that child goes left, then you totally back away from him? Man, shit. Good luck. If you think that's going to work, good luck. I can almost guarantee you it won't. Like, these niggas be talking foolish, man. Like, we need some real fucking speakers, not these sellouts. You know what I mean? Niggas is selling us out. Like, yo, what you trying to raise the prison population? Because that's all that's going to do. You niggas trying to raise the prison? Like, who you working for? Yo, you can't serve two masters. What side of the equation you on? Are you on the side of of punishment, or you on the side of redemption? We ain't trying to. We tired of our kids going to prison. We tired of our adults going to prison. We trying to talk against that. We trying to avoid that. Y'all talking about let them sit there. Walo even went as far as to say, yo, give him a public defender. A public defender? On what charge? Are we talking murders? Are we talking drugs? Or we just talking in general? Because that's what the fuck they always do. Yo, these guys got to stop with these blanket ass statements. They got to stop that shit, yo. It's counterproductive. It's not helping anything. It's actually making things worse. Now, on a petty charge where he only facing maybe 6 months, you know what I mean? If you were an active parent and you told your child repeatedly, okay, you're going to do that 6 months. But if you're talking about a serious case where he'd never see the light of day again, and you talking about leaving him in that bitch, give him a public defender, basically gift him to the system for 30 years or 20 years, man, you dead wrong for that, man. What if that boy died in that bitch? Like, oh, these niggas, man, that's why they don't like me, y'all. That's why I can say what I want to any one of these niggas, and they will say nothing. Cause they can't have this conversation with me and come out on top. I'm gonna make them look foolish. They're gonna look foolish. Yo, what you talking about, bro? That shit sound crazy. Just sound crazy. Yo, and that should be like I'm not putting on the show. Like, I'm not no character. That's how I really feel. If we was face to face, the conversation would go just like this. If they say something like this shit might turn physical, yo, because you talking fucking stupid. Yo, you talking stupid, bro. And you got a large platform. A lot of people listening. Some people might actually take this advice. You know, some single women that don't got no male influence around. And look to Gillie and them, you know, because Gillie and them in their mind, you know, it gets perceived like, yo, they $1 million worth of game. And try that shit. And that shit's going to blow up in their face. Because you can't, yo, everybody's situation is different. And if you're going to have a conversation, you got to explain the differences. Like he said, sometimes. But he never went into what times is appropriate versus when it's not. And if you're not going to do that, then leave the conversation alone. Don't even speak on it because what the fuck is you doing? Man. These niggas be pissing me off. And the first thing to say is we get money. Yo, getting money don't make you right, my nigga. You just jumped into a good situation, short. And y'all niggas already had the resources. All you had to do was use them. I didn't show y'all the video of Gotti coming home. I think Gotti ratted, so fuck him. I think he did a whole bunch of talking in that bitch too. But it's a video of him coming home. I think Gotti did a whole bunch of talking. Skinny me was wild as a motherfucker.
This man meets his...
What's up, C? Skinny me was wild, man. How much time Skinny me caught, y'all? Y'all know how much time he caught?
His fate like it's an appointment.
Y'all should let me come on my dance floor, man. Break it down like a shotgun. Yeah, like a shotgun. Ain't let the count. And I'm going to this motherfucker very strong.
He for life plus? Dang. You must ain't know that when this happened. You caught more time than what's it called?
No, man, I'm the realest nigga living. Hey, yo, let everybody know, right? Huh? Just let everybody know. I got you, bro. Let everybody know, right? All right, bro. Let everybody know, right? I'm the realest nigga living. I just had the rap, man. That's it, man. Videos, my brother. I ain't listen, man. I'm $1 million nigga, man. Man, y'all know I got $1 million talent. Y'all do that, man. I ain't doing none of that. And I was growing dreads on these niggas. Don't mind my hair. I wanted everybody to see me come out and swag.
Don't get me wrong, though. I'd rather him go in like that than go in tears. That's all. I'd rather him go in like this than go in motherfucking tears. Now, is it cool that he's getting arrested? Fuck no. You crashed out, you lost. You know what I mean? When you get booked, you lost. You didn't win. You know, we supposed to play the game to win. But I would much rather him take full accountability for his actions than go in that bitch head low like we saying nowadays with these young niggas. Like we saying these kids get locked up, yo, they looking miserable. Like they didn't even know locked up was part of the game. Like they commit crimes and never thought jail was even an option.
Everybody know, huh?
This man meets his fate.
Man, you should see how these kids, you should see them nowadays, man. They committing the wildest of crimes. The wildest of crimes. And then go in that bitch and you, oh my God, they be bursting tears and like, yo, hold up. What the fuck you doing? Continue to be a gangster, man. So then you got these guys. Now, yo, Loose Cannon still is dealing with Whack 100. Like, yo, how, why? It gotta be some type of cooperation shit going on. How is the whole world calling Whack 100 a rat? And Loose Cannon is still cool with him. Loose Cannon explosive goes off on 600 degrees.
Move on my hip, nigga, clutching my stomach. Baby got ass come. Yo, Whack. What up? What's up with it? Call. You got Brick Baby number?
I think them niggas working.
I just heard. I heard the whole thing. Talking about I'm going against the grain.
So what did Brick Baby say about Loose Cannon? Brick Baby dissed Loose Cannon. That mean it's snitch. Trust me, I can't go off on nobody. Brick Baby. Did anybody see this? Because I ain't see Brick. Got the money. I ain't watching this nigga. They keep working too for real. This Brick Baby YouTube channel. Did he do a video? Hold up, y'all. Now, so he ain't said nothing. So what the fuck did he say about Loose Cannon? Anybody see what Brick Baby said about loose cannon? I don't fucking know. I don't know. I don't know, bro.
I said, you want to say the nigga was going to jail a month before he went. You weird ass thing. You said that. You told 600 that nigga. Okay.
Call 600. Call 600 real quick. Why? They ain't gonna pick up my phone call.
600 even trying to get a hold of him.
600 got my number.
Yo, I don't understand this. Yo, I really want to watch this shit. Yo, all this shit gonna do is piss me off. Cause it's like, yo, this shit just doesn't make sense to me, y'all. It doesn't make logical sense. And shit, a lot of times if shit don't make sense, I just start, man, I don't know what the fuck is up. He not even on the jail phone right now. It's like, yo, this shit is crazy.
Cuz got my number. Call 600 right now. What?
Lewis County on the phone. I told him you said you been trying to get a hold of him.
I've been talking to 600. I don't know what you're talking about. He ain't trying to get a hold of me. Cuz got my number. What's up with it, cuz? You know, what's the stuff with Brick Baby? What cuz saying is I'm gonna pull up and I'm gonna start socking niggas in their shit, neighborhood crib. Put cuz get cuz on the phone. Dead homie. Cuz said about the Big U situation. Dead homies, like didn't cuz tell you? Didn't he tell you, nigga, Big U was going to jail 3 weeks ago? I mean, 3 weeks before it happened.
No, he was saying. He didn't say about.
So I guess Loose Cannon, a Brick Baby insinuated Loose Cannon is telling. They must not be in the same cell no more. I think Loose Cannon is telling. I mean, I think they tried to connect Loose Cannon to Brick Baby so Brick Baby can talk about the case. That's just what I think. Typically, they don't put co-defendants in the same cell. Now, I know in LA, that shit probably different because it's gangland. So they probably got most of the gang members in the same vicinity. You know, they do that shit in certain joints. Put all the gang members together. But for them two to be in the same cell is crazy.
Cuz said there was gonna be an injection on.
Yeah, it's either one of them telling or they both telling. Cause that shit wild. But we haven't seen Loose Cannon paperwork. They both had bail hearings. Why wasn't Loose Cannon paperwork released? Let me see. Let me make sure I ain't getting nothing new. We saying what's going on? I ain't getting nothing new. We saying Brick Baby paperwork. You saying co-defendants that wasn't telling? Cellmates in the feds?
Right.
Oh, okay.
Hello? Yeah. What? Okay, listen. The thing is, it's like this, 600. I gave you some information. You said 600.
He definitely called it a month before he went to jail. He called it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and then 600 didn't cuz tell you that, right?
He said some shit.
Come on, cuz you no, you have to keep that shit funky.
Yo, they all knew the indictment was coming. They all was interrogated. Loose Cannon, Brick Baby, you know, Whack 100, he participated. He was, he was a motherfucking pivotal part of the investigation. So he definitely knew. Like, yo, so now they trying to blame it on each other. Yo, everybody knew this shit was coming. Well, they did. Shit, I think we knew it was coming too. We called that shit 2 years ago. Yo, do y'all remember, when Loose Cannon went up there on No Jumper and slandered Big U like that? Yo, we went berserk. Then the whole internet followed like it typically does. Y'all remember that video? Man, I couldn't even, that shit was so disgusting, I turned it off. I say I can't watch this shit. Yo, this is different. Like I ain't never seen nothing this bad in my life. And it was a lie about the Nipsey Hussle thing. It was a lie.
Because neighborhood crip.
I don't know how they didn't see it coming. Shit was so obvious.
He said that because, and when he said that or whatever like that, nigga shit got hit, right? As soon as you heard it, you like, why the fuck you know that? Like, that nigga ain't right. Yo, why? What up? What's up with it? Call, you got Big Baby number? I got that bitch ass number.
Yeah, that was a lie.
I heard the whole thing. Talking about I'm going against the grain.
Yo, where's that video at? Where's the video of Brick Baby saying that? Maybe Rainbow posted it. I don't even want to listen no more than that shit. All shit gonna do is piss me off because I'm trying to figure out what the fuck they doing over that bitch. No, this shit don't exist. I don't want to watch no motherfucker. Red Young Boy home. Yo, did I save that? Let me see something. Cause I told y'all they lined up for extra. I don't think I ever showed y'all what I meant when I said that. Niggas lined for extra. Adam Whack for extra. Yo, so 7 days ago, y'all, Adam and Whack had a whole conversation about 4 Extra going to the hood day. Now, 4 Extra never said he was going to the hood day. This some shit he told Adam. And they had a whole conversation about this before 4 Extra.
Get that through their head that it's like you may be walking the streets, you may be free, but you just.
So the police was already tipped off because No Jumper is a federal platform. Everybody knows the feds is watching No Jumper. So why would y'all have a conversation about 4 Extra going to the hood day, knowing the feds is watching? This is easy pickings. So when 4 Extra went to the hood day, he locked his ass up. Now Adam wasn't there. You know, that's how he's going to try. Well, I was on vacation.
Yeah, I forget exactly what it was, but if you say this is the biggest liar in the courthouse or whatever, you're really kind of taunting.
No.
Oh.
That's his way of saying, hey, bro, I'm done with the street life. Wouldn't have said a lot of shit that he started to say. I think he already made up in his mind, I'm never going that way again. I'm about to make, we at least cleared up the reason why Brick Baby is not named in the RICO, as part of the RICO group, is because he himself was being extorted and victimized.
Damn.
Yo, that is not true. It's like they're trying to create an avenue for Brick Baby to tell.
bunch of shit when he comes back to the podcast before he ends up going to trial or taking a deal or whatever it is. And given the nature of our friendship and the way that we are on this podcast,
yo, he's friends of nobody. He is friends of nobody. Like, I hate to hear me say that word. It's misleading.
The first thing I'm going to want to do once we get settled in, if he comes back, is to just say, "Oh, you a bitch. You a
hammer, slit her throat, shot her in the face."
Eager to false members. Shout out to all our members. Hit the link in the description if you want to become a member. But there's
he know is his hood. All he knows is the streets. You know, occasions. Go walk off his little 60-day stance, no problem. Get out.
Yeah.
Here you go, right here.
Right? We know he gonna go to the hood day, so we can max him out to June 1st on the internet. You know,
they had a whole conversation.
He still knew what he was talking about. I'm saying no.
That's okay.
I'm not saying nothing that he didn't say. I ain't spoke on nothing new.
Read her caption.
I don't know what her caption is.
Just read the caption because that
it don't matter what her caption.
No, it does. She's talking about backdooring you.
Yeah, but you come with some gay shit.
What did I say? I can't remember already.
Huh?
I said I love your husband's back door or something.
Come on, bro.
She's talking about backdoor and whack.
No.
I said I love your husband's back door.
Yeah, but see, listen, bro.
It's gay. I know.
That's gay.
That's kind of the whole
point, I'm telling you, respectfully, nobody could replace Brick Baby.
Yeah. In terms of gay Crips or just in general?
In general.
Yeah, that's fine. It just,
like this is
canceled, yeah.
Like on some real, like the people that's left up here, I don't believe they play like that.
Oh, okay. I got
Suspect don't. Not even Flacco.
You think you want to hype up Brick Baby because you've seen that we had Munchie B on 2 episodes of the No Jumper Show, and you want to make sure that we have a negative view of him. So you're going to use this as an opportunity to say bad things about
I'm not
Munchie.
saying
That's okay.
I'm not saying nothing that he didn't say.
I
ain't spoke on nothing new, nothing going on. You know, a lot. I've been doing a lot of read. I got my team. We've been breaking down a lot of things, and I see a lot of things, right? But no, and I think somebody sent me a clip of Munchie B, but they were just simply saying, they were like, "Damn, he f***ed up, he faked." It was like you said it was so much liquor you poured in there.
Oh my God!
And it was a clip where he kind of like froze, like he kind of was like,
yeah. He was mid-sentence and he just
right.
You saw this like glitch go off in his brain. No, but we should include the clip of the girl coming over and filling his cup.
No, she was in it
with alcohol.
Real thick girl.
She's filling it. Oh, she did have a booty on her. But she's filling the cup like to the brim with tequila.
So that's on her. Maybe she was trying to get. But one thing I did say on some real shit. It's good that he having fun.
Munchie.
Yeah, because he feels like he's in the environment and whatever team he may have had with him, you know, he felt like it was cool. And it's listen, man, it's good that Munchie was enjoying himself and having some fun, bro. Because for him to let himself, Munchie ain't no damn fool, ain't nothing stupid about him. So, you know, maybe he came across some money that day.
He
maybe
must be comfortable if he's willing to get drunk as hell around a couple of white boys and not be his usual paranoid, stoic gangster self.
Yeah, but maybe, you know, maybe he had his own celebration going on or whatever. When I seen it, I said, you know, hey, he having fun. And, you know, sometimes...
I don't want to hear nothing about no goddamn Munchie B. I'm trying to get some full action.
In the story, and he's still like, he just like couldn't keep track of the different names somehow. 10-year prison bid at that time, I think. So, for sure, like, 4Extra's kind of been, he wasn't active at the same time as Munchie, although I assume 4Extra was active back before he went to prison, obviously.
No, when we talking about active, we ain't talking about
running around.
Whatever, we just talking about as far as being a name and something talked about.
You see, now, your Whack 100 has been trying to dial back all that snitch shit he been doing. Ever since Big U got arrested. Have y'all noticed that? Raisky, what it is? Ever since he got Big U booked, he been trying to dial back this snitch shit. Oh, no, we're not talking about active. You know, we just talking about, you know, we just didn't know him. Bitch, the fans know what the fuck you talk about, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? You can't make no caveat. Everybody knows what that means.
A name of something being talked about on the internet.
I'll be going live tomorrow at 11
I can't say when and where he started his, his run at the streets. We just
that's all it was.
Talking this straight. When people started to say,
man.
okay, who was that on the internet? Yeah, that was it. Other than that, I don't be, especially over the last week.
Hell no, nigga.
I've been having so much, I've been such a student with learning this stuff overseas, bro. I got stuff coming at me I've never seen before, things I got to learn.
Diaper stuff.
Yeah, and the history of places and what we got to do. So people send me things from time to time and I look at it. But I will tell you this.
I'm a police officer.
I think they trying to settle 4 extras up.
What do you mean by that?
They let him go in April, right before the 3-4 hood days they celebrate.
A week in advance.
4-6, 4-7, think maybe 4-8, and then 4-10.
Yo, why are they talking about his hood day? Why the fuck is Whack 100 talking about 4 extra hood day?
He just went to jail for being around, they said, 1 or 2 gang members.
That's what I'm saying. The hood day is going to be hundreds of members.
He still got his ankle monitor.
Shout out to our members. He said he didn't have it, but I think he's supposed to go today to get it.
Okay. So it let him out.
They set him up.
They beat us in court out of 55 days. Instead of the 180, they gave him 125. Right? We know he going to go to the hood day, so we can max him out to June 1st.
That's what I don't understand, because when he got locked up recently, Lupe was telling me, I think that...
That's exactly what happened. Now, if I actually didn't get on no platform talking about he was going to the hood day, why would you bring that? Even if he do go. But that is not your place to speak on that, Whack. It's not Whack 100 and Adam 22 place to speak on if 4 extra was going to go to the hood day. Now the police was waiting for his ass.
That he really learned his lesson this time. He's not going to be outside like that, yada, yada. And then he's like trying to get me to cancel my vacation to go to his hood day, which to me, it seems like the hood day is like the most...
This was before 4 extra got locked up, y'all. Because them niggas stupid. 4 extra is ignorant. This before he got locked up. This was 7 days ago. They tipped off the feds or the LAPD.
It's an obvious thing that's going to violate his parole.
Yeah, I don't get. I'm hoping he trolling.
I hope he knows something that we don't know, because I was telling him, I'm like, no, bro, like because he says he's going to be off papers in June 1st. So really, all that means
back this time they're gonna max him out.
You need to chill for like 2 months. Just post up in the crib. Don't do shit. Come here every day, or go do that, or chill in your house and watch TV.
That's why I believe it.
Yeah.
You watch me in your office. Talk to him.
Right.
Tell him, look, bro. Every time you go back, they hold you for 2 months.
Yeah.
Kick it with your girl. Get your laptop. Do some content at the house. You got a job in the building. Give these people they low. He said he had to give them 4-5 months. Give them they 4-5 months. If not, they gonna keep giving you 2 months, 2 months, 2 months, 2 months till you maxed out.
Right.
And he went and gave him another 2 months.
I mean, if he just keeps going back to the same,
they probably was gonna come through anyway. But this didn't help. This didn't help. Like, they shouldn't even be having this conversation, knowing that the feds is watching.
Places and doing the same thing, they got him violated. And then when you tell him, he doesn't really seem interested in, like, negotiating with you or trying to have like a real conversation. He's just, hell no, I'm going, Vernon Avenue. Like, it's just like, you can't really like get through to him to be like, nah, bro, you gotta chill, because it's like pure wrestler mode.
And I'm gonna say this.
Alrighty, good brother.
I had to turn y'all shit off.
Pause.
I ain't no pause, because whatever I say, I mean just how I said it. I ain't from New York.
I take it back.
And whatever I'm talking about that.
It's a federal
y'all
platform.
mind me on some gay shit.
I thought you were gonna say something gay, and then it wasn't that gay.
Because he started to irritate me.
4 extras.
And the only reason why he was irritating me because I got love for it.
Okay.
If I didn't give a fuck about him, I'd be like, yeah, crash out, nigga, burn.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, it started to bother me because I'm like, I'm cheering for him and rooting for him. but he ain't cheering and rooting for himself. And I know from my one-on-one conversations with him, the dude's not a dummy, right? But if he continues to carry these things out,
he's definitely a dummy. Anybody that goes on No Jumper, after it's documented that Adam will work with the police, after it's documented that Adam might be the police, and the police is watching, if you go to No Jumper and talk about gang politics in any state, you are dumb. You are dumb. They know this. Adam knows that. Wack knows that. But since they're dealing with ignorance, they're gonna try to sway it. No, I don't think he's stupid. Just man, you know that nigga stupid. It ain't even without a fucking question. It ain't without a shadow of a doubt. For extra is fucking stupid. But he tried to butter him up so he can come back up there and crash out again. Keep the content rolling. It's a way to keep the content going.
we gotta acknowledge the fact he's making dumb decisions.
Yeah, he's full of
intentionally.
Joy. He's full of joy and passion, and he wants nothing more than to just live a full life. He wants to be around his friends. He wants to be in his neighborhood. He wants to be merry, enjoying his time with everybody. But then, he just seems like he just doesn't have the ability to be like, okay, I need to not do this so I can stay free. Whereas to everybody else, it seems kind of obvious. Now, that being said, maybe he knows something I don't know. Maybe he's totally fine going to the hood day. But I just don't understand how he could possibly get out and then keep doing the same exact thing that caused him to just be locked up for a month when his life on the outside is all kinds of promiscuous sex. He's around the homies. He's having a good time. He's got all this stuff that he can do without putting himself at risk. He just has to stay off those corners.
Let me tell you the dangerous part about 4X's right now.
Okay.
What's the dangerous part, Wack?
We watched him on several occasions go walk off his little 60-day stench dope pile. Get out. Yeah. He does his normal video in front of the county jail.
Yeah, we've seen it so many times.
Up and down. So now this was crazy. Let me tell you what's dangerous about
him. Are they going to do him like Famous Richard saying?
They're still on the dangerous about him right now.
Yeah.
That's what Famous Richard used to do.
He's like 57, 58 days. Whether free or in county on a violation.
So even if he gets locked up again, it'll be a couple months locked up, and then he's off the shit. He's
already at less than what he's been doing.
Right. So
every day he's home,
Wack know every
I
goddamn
really
thing.
think in his mind, nigga only got 40 days left.
Right.
Only 39, nigga. On the set, I'm in the hood. I think the less, he's already under the 60 that he usually does.
Right.
Don't ever compare me to Charleston White, yo.
What you gonna do? Hold me for 50 days?
Right.
I think that's where he's thinking, and I'm telling myself.
What I'm saying is they're ignorant, and Adam is praying. I don't pray on ignorance. Charleston White prays on ignorance because you got people like you that believe him. He prays on ignorance. I'm trying to enlighten. So please don't put me and Charleston White in the same category. Well, I thought I banned you for 24 hours anyway. How the fuck did you get back over here? You got 2 real clip pages? You do believe him, nigga. You think he funny.
No, I'm like, Wack, he ain't gonna go to the hood day. I'm like, shit, he just might, because at that point, we 51 days. He 51 days where they gotta let him go.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I feel like he's got so much potential right now, and he just needs to chill the fuck out. But I can't really get through to him. Like I tell him, you can't be outside like that. He just doesn't really process it. So I mean, I guess June will be a happy month, regardless of if he's incarcerated again during this period of time.
They gotta let him go in the first.
That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be happy once everything's done.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, when people are like, you think? I say, yo, bro, he under the normal 60 days that he does. So every day he's free on the street is knocking out a day he got to do in there if he does go back. He's doing these 60 days standing on his head.
Yeah. He's too good at it. He's talented.
Yeah,
he knows how to survive.
When he get to 50 days, I think he gonna be turned up a little more. 40 days, more. He get under them 30 days, he gonna lose his damn mind.
But what about when he's fully off parole? Do you think he'll just turn into an even more hyped up version of himself?
Yeah, he gonna do what he want to do, go where he want to go, because they can't bother him for being places. But he need to understand when dealing with law enforcement and they want you like that,
right?
And they feel like you've been antagonizing them and beating them at their game.
Yeah.
They do things. They put things on people. They do things. So it's like, and I get it. I believe I could be wrong. Listening to him and watching him and knowing a little of his history, I don't think he don't know no other thing to do. All he know is his hood. All he knows is the streets. He don't got a vision of what Miami is like, what New York is like, what Europe is like. In his head, he's still trying to conquer where he come from and make good by that.
Well, because somebody told me that they wanted him to fight on a card in Miami in like a few days. And I was basically like, bro, he's like about to get out. Like, I don't think there's gonna be enough time in between that. He's not gonna be able to get his parole to give him the ability to fly to Miami. But then I was just picturing like me and Forrest just in Miami, him being who he is. Like, I don't know. I don't know
lose his mind.
What's he going to be like in that environment? That's what I'm saying. If we're going to have security, I feel like he's just going to leave the security. He's not going to give a
No, he going to leave
Yo, they talking about this nigga like he's a fucking wild animal. Hey, yo, they talk about the man like he's not even a fucking human being. Hey, y'all noticing that, or is it just me? Are they talking about Flex right now like he's the fucking superhuman or supernatural or some type of lion or tiger or bear or something? Like, yo, they not talking like I'm talking about like he's a regular person. So I don't know how he'll be. Bitch, you gonna be like a fucking human being in Miami, nigga. Dumbass nigga.
If he hits that beach, I'm gonna tell you what he gonna do.
What he gonna do,
oh my God, I want to see him in a
The
bathing
minute
suit
he
so
hit
bad.
that beach, right?
What he gonna do?
You ain't gonna see. He gonna run back to the room. Listen.
Why?
He get to seeing these bad bitches with snakes wrapped around them, bikinis on roller skates. Miami can get wild.
He might wrestle one.
Right?
Might just grab her.
It's 4 extras. It's 4 extras.
Okay.
It's aggressive. On the beach. Hey, 4-0, 30. Nigga, y'all got to get out here. Bitches everywhere. 30th Avenue, nigga. I'm telling you, nigga, y'all niggas got to get out here right now. You gonna look up, it's gonna be 38 neighborhood 40 Crips.
See, I don't watch that nigga. I hardly watch no Jumper. So all of that led to this.
Free 4 extra, man. Free 4 extra.
Hey, cuz, we're gonna turn up for you tonight. But get my key. Weird.
Man.
How you keep that night doing things like that, homie? You alright? What's the reason though? We ain't doing nothing.
They want to put pressure in the week to keep pampering people.
Bitch ass motherfucker. I really don't understand that police thing right here though, huh? I love you, cuz.
Free 4 extra, man.
Yo, 4 extra gonna get the 40s in the indictment. Keep fucking around with them people. Let them come home and do it again. Let 4 extra come home and do it again. Watch they do to his ass. They're gonna knock sparks on his ass. Literally, you're gonna see sparks fly at his ass. Keep playing with them people.
Hitting the beach with no rooms.
Yeah.
Listen, and all he gonna tell you is, they with me.
Yeah.
He will lose his mind.
And then we're going to try to go to the club, and he's going to be trying to get 15 dudes in with him, and it's going to be like, okay, they're not letting you in with 15
Lord
dudes.
forbid I set him up and live. You know, he gonna lose, but you know what?
In the section.
He needs to see that.
But he doesn't drink and he doesn't smoke. So he's gonna be in live. He's gonna be standing on the couch.
There doing this.
Doing wrestler rants.
He gonna be in there doing this. He gonna be in there doing this. Look. Turn it out. He gonna be flexing.
So do you got ADHD?
Yeah, you know how live is. You go see the baddest of everything.
He's just gonna be frontlining so hard that he's gonna piss off some random dude from a random gang he never heard of, and they're gonna end up. I don't know. It's
no, you know who it'd be?
Who?
It'd be them people that don't pay this type of shit no attention, like the Zoe Pound or the Haitians.
That's what I'm saying.
And they gotta be like, yo, nephew, we're a long way from Vernon Avenue, nigga.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It's different out here, but I think he's.
I think he's snitch too.
He stepped
Voice
out,
too loud.
Most of
them loud niggas are rat. Most of them loud ride niggas will definitely tell on you, man. Word from the wise. If you don't believe me, keep committing crimes around them niggas. You'll see.
58.
I don't know if he's even left California. I don't even think he's been to Vegas.
Nah, he
ain't been to Northern California. He ain't been to San Diego. I'm pretty sure he been out here.
He might have been to Dago.
Maybe, but why?
They got homies down there.
I know, but I feel like if he had been there, he would have told me about it. I don't know. Either way, man, I gotta tell you, there's a lot of members. Shout out to all our members. Hit the link in the description if you want to become a member. But there's a lot of members who could really learn a lot from him.
That's enough to stay away
because one thing about him, he sticks to the script so hardcore on podcasts. We're asking him about the X4 beef. Everybody knows this is a real beef. Everybody knows the X4 was trolling him in those interviews and shit. He won't say shit. He's kind of dissing him by calling him a cheerleader, but he's really not like saying anything negative about him. He's kind of trolling him with the cheerleader thing, but he won't say a damn thing about an enemy. No way. We bring up Munchie B, won't say a bad thing.
Yo, I can't sit across from yo. Let me tell you something, right? Yeah, I'm not really into a motherfucker playing with me, man. Adam plays with people. You know, he double talks. He tries to spin narratives. Like, yo, you can't do that with me, yo, when I know what's going on. Like, you can't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. I know you capitalizing off ignorance. You can't tell me you not. So if you try to tell me you not, yo, we're going to have an issue. Because I know what you do. I see it. It's like telling me it's motherfucking 90 degrees outside, but when I step out that bitch it's 60 or 40. Like, why the fuck is you telling me? And then when I come back and approach you like, yo, it's 40 degrees outside. You still telling me it's 90. No, it ain't. It's 90. Somebody got to concede. Because I know it's 40. So I'm not going to concede to your 90. You understand what I'm saying? So that'll be the situation. That's like that with any one of these guys that's appropriating the culture. Yo, it's either we're gonna take accountability or we can't have a conversation, bro. Sean Cotton gotta take accountability for what he did in Dallas Fort Worth. Because we can't have a conversation where you try to spin it and then put blame on everybody else and you don't take no, fuck no, that ain't gonna work, Sean. No, because I see what happened. I see what you did. I see that you instigated it. Same thing for Adam. You know what I mean? Same thing for Adam. Oh, my gosh. Fuck this be saying anything.
Yeah. Like he
I
just
don't
refuses to diss anybody.
No jumper, y'all.
He won't say anything about internal shit within his hood. He's really good at not talking about any of that shit. And honestly, the loose cannons of the world, even the brick babies of the world to a certain extent, I love the content that we get from them being willing to talk about anything. But honestly, 4X just sticks to the gangster script better than almost anybody on podcasts. He's invincible towards our attempts to get him to talk about messy gangster shit. You gotta give him his props.
You're trying to get him to talk about his neighborhood shit.
Well, I mean, he does have a well-publicized issue going on with X4, but
that's his neighborhood shit.
He won't talk about it in any kind of serious way. Even the Brick Baby thing. Him and Brick Baby were really not seeing eye to eye for a little while. He would not bring it. But he was like kind of like sub-dissing him, but he wouldn't like actually make it like he was going at Brick. They had to have a private conversation.
I don't even think he said anything about Baby B Braves.
Nah, even privately, not.
I watch no jumper. They watch it with y'all, cause I know y'all watch it. So many of those other videos I watch. Majority of them we watch them together. Real. You see this? One. I don't even remember watching. Oh, I did watch that one. Watch this together. Watch this together. Watch that together. Watch that together. I don't watch this shit, my nigga. Shit's garbage. Watch that together. We watch this together. Only watch it with y'all. I don't watch this shit. Where am I learning? I'm not learning anything from no jumper. I don't watch none of that shit. We watch this together. What I said is only watch it with y'all. That's what I said. I don't watch no jumper. On my spare time alone, no, I don't watch this shit. Shit garbage. But for content purposes, you know, for video purposes, you just heard what I said, bro. There you go, being dumb again. Make me block you. You don't have to say anything else stupid. I just explained it to you. Just explained it to you. Oh my gosh. Bloodhound Q50 claiming he caught a body in songs. Oh my God. What the fuck is this about? I see how he answered this.
Okay. Well, that happens, you get out, and then you end up getting arrested for multiple counts of unlawful use of a weapon.
Right.
Is that still going on right now? Or
yeah, I'm on parole for it right now, but it's almost over with. I took my time for it.
What do they catch you with?
Yeah, 50. You sound like the charge?
Yeah, what was the charge?
Aggravated UUW. But it's like, I ain't never really understand it because I thought aggravated UUW unlawful use of weapon. I thought that mean you used the weapon. You see what I'm saying? Ain't that what that mean? If you get charged with that mean you used the weapon, right? Yeah, shit.
I'm not sure.
Nah, sure. Yeah, that's what I was told, but shit. But yeah, they hit me with that since my first charge. I got house arrest. Did house arrest for 4 months and some days. And then took my year 50. Year 50 means 6 months. 6 months in jail, 6 months on parole or probation. And then shit, my house arrest time counted towards jail time. So like, you know what I'm saying? When I took my time, I only had to do a month and some days in jail. And then shit, arrest parole.
I mean, you see different situations, right? Like, and I've interviewed a lot of people who have gotten shot, and I've interviewed people who got shot and ended up killing someone just because they didn't want to get shot again.
Right.
So, you know, and for example, if a white kid gets shot in the suburbs, they're gonna take him to therapy. You know, he's gonna meet with a psychologist. They're gonna try to deal with his PTSD and you know, maybe take him out of school and so forth. But you know, people in your situation, you get patched up and they throw you back out on the street again.
Right.
Do you feel like when you get out, you're paranoid that you got shot once, you don't want to get shot again. That's why you started carrying a gun, just for self-protection.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. It's like at that point,
I don't need carry no gun.
The gun was found in a book bag. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the gun wasn't even on me. Shit, I don't really carry guns. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, good
so
answer.
Like the
good
gun
answer.
wasn't even on me intentionally like that. Like it.
Good answer, young brother. This is a guy that's high as a motherfucker off perks right now. Sniffed them all up his nose. Good thing he's not letting, because so far from what we saying, he ain't let Vlad put him in a trick bag.
Well, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't even my book bag. So it's like, you feel me? Like that ain't really like, only thing it made me do is just watch my surroundings. But as far as carrying a gun, hell no, I still don't carry no gun. That shit over with. Cause like shit, you know what I'm saying? I don't got no reason to carry a gun.
Ain't got beef with nobody.
Okay, so you end up taking the charge. You get house arrest.
All right.
By this point, is the music being taken more seriously?
Nah. At this point, when I took house arrest, Lil Jeff was gone. He had died. So like at this point, now I'm stepping up to the plate for him. And yeah, now music starting to get too serious.
Okay, so let's talk about the situation. So,
oh shit,
you and Jeff are starting to rap, and the way you guys are rapping,
look at his face.
Different.
Look at his face. Where you going at with this, Vlad? Look, that's the way you going at with this Vlad face. Like, don't do it, Vlad. I told you before the interview, don't ask me no wild ass questions. Yeah, you look like you're in an interrogation room.
The most rappers.
Right.
Like, you talked about how you caught 8 bodies in some of your songs. Not that I'm saying it's true.
Right.
Not that I'm saying you caught any bodies. But you're rapping about this type of thing. Why do you think you felt like this was the way to go?
Shit, it's like, how can I explain? A lot of rappers.
Yo, that was a tricky ass question. What he should have said was, I be fabricating shit. You know what I mean? Yo, that was a tricky way to design that question, Vlad. Listen to how he asked him this question. That was tricky as a motherfucker, Vlad.
You felt like this was the way to go. I'm saying you caught any bodies. You caught 8 bodies. Like, you talked about how you caught 8 bodies in some of your songs. Not that I'm saying it's true.
Right.
Not that I'm saying you caught any bodies. But you're rapping about this type of thing. Why do you think you felt like this was the way to go?
Look.
Shit.
So basically he's saying, yo, you did that shit. Why you felt like it was the way to go? Try to put him in the corner. I even say, I don't ever remember rapping about 8 bodies, man. Fuck you get that shit from? I ain't never heard nobody day in my life, my nigga.
It's like, how can I explain? A lot of rappers, just cause you're a rapper don't mean you gotta live what you rap. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That shit. So like basically, I'm just doing any other rapper doing shit. I ain't living with, you know what I'm saying? I'm making shit up, making that shit sound good.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like all these
other rappers. Right.
Like, that's why I be trying to see like what the fuck make me and my brother so different. That because we lying about the shit we rap about. That's what.
You can't rap about some shit and not expect someone to really ask you. Yes, the fuck you can, bro. What are you talking about, Malik? Yo, why do y'all keep not trying to hold these platforms accountable? Yo, I did an interview with a guy from my city, right? This guy from my city had issues with other rappers from my city, got physical. You know what I mean? Physical situations. I ain't asking about none of that shit. None of it. So where's y'all getting this concept from of, he rap about it, you gotta ask him. No, the fuck you don't. He rap about it, that's enough. What more do we need? He already rapping about it. We need to break it down. Do we need examples of the shit that he rap about? Like, yo, what do y'all be talking about, bro? No, the fuck you don't. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Edward. I ain't asked you about none of that shit. None of it. And he told me I could. Still was a good interview. Still was a good conversation. Like, yo, niggas be crazy, bro. Yo, no, it's not about expecting them to do it. I'm saying they don't have to do it. They don't have to do it. You what you said was keep it real. They rapping about it. You gotta expect them to ask it. What I'm saying is, no, the fuck you don't. They don't have to ask it. They rapping about it. Why do we don't need more information? Certain things is better left unsaid, man. You don't need to elaborate. If you say you killed 11 people in your songs, then hey, you killed 11 people in your songs. I'm not gonna ask you to name the 11 people. Well, you often raps about killing 11 people in your songs. You see, I got fucking gray hair. You often raps about killing 11 people in your songs. You know, can you at least name us 5? Can you give us 5 names of the the people that you killed? It's like you might as well ask him that. See what type of response you get. Just one. You don't gotta give me 5. I will take one name of one of the people that you killed. Yo, see, but that's where they go wrong at. If you ain't in the streets, you shouldn't be worried about what's going on in the street. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be worried about it. That's the biggest issue that we have with social media. When you got civilians more worried about the street shit than the guys in the fucking streets. That's the issue right there. Mind your fucking business. Why are civilians worried about the streets? Because there was a time if you was a civilian and you stuck your nose in the street business, you became a street nigga. Like I just said, Adam 22 is. That we got to go back to that. That's why I say Adam 22 is a street nigga. You can't build your platform around the gang politics in LA and then claim civilian. Man, fuck no. You a fucking Roller 60s gang member, Adam. Honorary. It's an honorary gang member, Pippin. You under the same laws. The fuck? Man, niggas be crazy. Niggas wild, man. I don't even watch hood vlogs. Like, I don't watch none of that shit. Like, I don't know, man. It just doesn't interest me. You know, I'm not interested in gang, LA gang politics. You're right. I'm not saying he shouldn't. I'm not, see, this is the thing, like I always say. It serves no, BTB Savage can't blame Vlad for his death. You know what I mean? Because you went up there, you knew what the questions is about, yeah. But we can blame Vlad. And we can blame BTB Savage. It serves no purpose for the guys that's victims of this predatory interrogation style interviews. It serves no purpose for Brick Baby to be like, damn, Adam, you put me in a tight spot. There's no accountability in that. But us, the people that can view it, we can look at Brick Baby, we can look at Adam, we can look at Lush, we can look at Poetic Flacco. We can say, all of y'all played a role in this shit. All y'all did wrong. Yeah, he answered the questions, but you sure they're doing number and making sure you got the desired answer that you wanted. Hey, Drew, I ain't never see you over here. Telling you been watching me since you created my you ain't never been over here. You got one comment. What the fuck? Shit, y'all. Here go the trolls, y'all. We ready to get. We ready. The trolls coming, y'all. If you're a troll, make sure you subscribe to the channel, share the live. What's up, Jennifer? Cook Supremacy, what it do? Yeah, though, man. And we just gotta hold these people accountable, man, because they fucking us over. And they making a lot of money doing it. They're making a lot of money doing it. They're getting rich doing that shit. Selling us out, fucking us over, pushing bullshit. See, it's the thing, Malik. Yo, we didn't exploit rap. Like, yo, black people don't control rap, bro. Like, that's the thing people always mischaracterize. Yo, black people don't control rap. We don't. Now, we might be the faces of rap, but yo, we don't control rap. We don't control what gets distributed. We don't control what gets shares on these platforms, man. It's somebody else in control of that. More than likely, they don't look like me or you. Now, we got to worry about sellouts. Sellouts is in the way. That's why I say, yo, before we ever even get to talk about some of these other guys, yo, we got to remove the sellouts. Oh, hey, with Jennifer. Hey, Jennifer, you don't want to talk about Diddy. You see all them lawsuits getting tossed out, Jennifer, like I told you? Where Jed? She need to pop up, too. They definitely getting tossed out. If we control rap, it wouldn't be like this. If we control YouTube, it wouldn't be like this. Like, look, I always told y'all, whenever it's a new means to get money, they're going to turn it upside down. They're going to turn it upside down. Yo, how it started out. You know, respect yourself. Respect. RESPECT. Your rap started out on a positive note. Malik, how old you is, Malik? Are you at least 35? Oh, so you 30, so you still young. Yo, rap started out on a positive note, bro. Yeah, yo. Right. You go back and listen to KRS-One. Listen to some of them boys, man. Them boys had a message. Rap ain't start getting detrimental to the 90s. When they supposed to have the secret meeting. You ain't hear about the secret meeting? You ain't hear about the secret meeting? Crazy Bone Rap's secret meeting. They took this video down. This video not even on YouTube no more.
The letter is the secret meeting that changed rap music and destroyed a generation. Damn. So it says, hello. After more than 20 years, I finally decided to tell the world what I witnessed in 1991, which I believe was one of the biggest turning points in popular music and ultimately American society. I have struggled for a long time weighing the pros and cons of making my story public, as I was reluctant to implicate the individuals who were present that day. So I've simply decided to leave out the names and all the details that may risk my personal well-being and that of those who were, like me, dragged into something they weren't ready for. Damn. Hold on, let me So we gonna tell the story.
Yes, you did.
We gonna tell the story. We ain't scared. You know what I'm saying? What they gonna do? They after us, not just like look, black man. So look. So he says, between the late 80s and early 90s, I was what you may call a decision maker with one of the more established companies in the music industry. I came to Europe in the early 80s and quickly established myself in the business. The industry was different back then, since technology and media weren't accessible to people like that, like they are today. the industry had more control over the public and had the means to influence them any way it wanted.
Right.
This may explain why in early 1991,
We
I was
had
invited
shit
to attend
like
a closed door meeting.
summertime. Oh, summertime. Try to sit back and unwind. Yo, rap didn't start off like this, man. They transitioned this shit to fit their agenda with this man. I got demonetized for this shit, man. Talking like this.
Meeting with a small group of business insiders to discuss rap music's new direction. Rap music's new direction.
Yeah.
Little did I know we would be asked to participate in one of the most unethical and destructive business practices ever seen.
Crazy.
So this was the meeting. The meeting was held at a private residence on the outskirts of Los Angeles. I remember about 25 to 30 people were being there.
Right.
Most of them familiar faces. Speaking of those I knew, we joked about the theme of the meeting, as many of us did not care for rap and failed to see the purpose of being invited to a private meeting to discuss the future of hip-hop.
Talk to him.
Among the attendees was a small group of unfamiliar faces who stayed to themselves and made no attempt to socialize beyond their circle. Based on their behavior and formal appearances, they didn't seem to be from our industry. Our casual chatter was interrupted when we were asked to sign the confidentiality agreement, preventing us from publicly discussing the information presented during the meeting. Needless to say, this intrigued, in some cases, disturbed many of us. The agreement was only a page long, but very clear on matters and consequences, which stated that violating the terms would result in job termination immediately. We asked several people what this meeting was about
they sold us
and the
out.
reason for such secrecy, but could not find anyone who had
Found
the
none of
answers
these
for
niggas
us.
was gangsters.
A few people
Jada Kiss
refused
included.
to sign and walked out. Nobody stopped them. I was tempted to follow, but curiosity got the best of me.
That's right.
A man who was part of the unfamiliar group collected all the agreements from us. So now it's going to get to the good part because the meeting about to start.
Talk to him, Jake.
It says, quickly after the meeting began, hold on one second.
Get your popcorn, y'all.
Popcorn, get your pistol. No,
for real though.
Quickly after this meeting began, one of the industry colleagues, who shall remain nameless like everybody else, thanked us for attending. He then gave the floor to a man who only introduced himself by first name and gave no other details about his personal background. I think he was the owner of the residence, but that was never confirmed.
I think that was the
He
point.
briefly praised all of us for the success we had achieved in our industries and congratulated us for being selected as part of this small group of decision makers. At this point, I began to feel slightly uncomfortable in the strangeness of this gathering. The subject quickly changed as the speaker went on to tell us that the respective companies we represented had invested in a very profitable industry, which could become even more rewarding with our active involvement. He explained that the companies we worked for had invested millions into the building of privately owned prisons, and that our positions of influence in the music industry would actually impact the profitability.
Pi is a free browser extension that blocks ads on your favorite sites. You install it once and then you can use the internet freely and you
of these investments. Then he says, I remember many of us in the group immediately looking at each other in awe and confusion. At the same time, I didn't know what a private prison was, but I wasn't the only one. Sure enough, someone asked what these prisons were and what any of this had to do with music. We were told that these prisons were built by privately owned companies who receive funding from the government based on the number of inmates. The more inmates,
now I did a video connecting all of this together. And what he's saying is 100% accurate.
These prisons. It was also made clear to us that since these prisons are privately owned, as they become publicly traded, we'd be able to buy shares. Most of us were taken back by this. Again, a couple of people asked what this had to do with us. At this point,
My industry colleague who had first opened the meeting took the floor again and answered our questions. He told us that since our employees had become silent investors in this prison business, it was now in their interest to make sure that these prisons remain filled. Our job would be to help make this happen by making music which promote criminal behavior, rap being the music of choice. He assured us that this would be a great situation for us because rap music was becoming an increasingly profitable market for our companies, and as employees, we'd also be able to buy stocks in these prisons. Immediately, silence came over the room. You could have heard a pin drop. I remember looking around to make sure I wasn't dreaming and saw half of the people with dropped jaws. My daze was interrupted when someone shouted, "Is this a fucking joke?" At this point, things became chaotic. Right. Two of the men who were part of the unfamiliar group grabbed the man who shouted and attempted to remove him from the house. A few of us, myself included, tried to intervene. One of them pulled out a gun, and we all backed off. They separated us from the crowd, and all four of us was escorted outside. My industry colleague who opened up the meeting earlier hurried out to meet us and reminded us that we had signed an agreement and would suffer the consequences of speaking out about this publicly, or even those who attended the meeting. Okay. I asked him, why was he involved with something so corrupt? And he replied, it's bigger than the music business and nothing we can do. No, it's bigger than the music business and nothing we want to challenge without risking consequences. We all protested as we walked back into the house. I remember word for word the last thing he said. It's out of my hands now. Just remember you signed an agreement. He then closed the door behind him. The men rushed us to our car and actually waited until we drove off the property. Damn. So this meeting, bro.
Now that's a lot for a meeting right there.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, and this person later on, he said, you know, this person actually ended up leaving the music industry after this happened. Well, a few years after this, he ended up leaving the music industry. Okay. And he said he just, like, you know, over the years he just felt guilty because he said as he sat back and he watched these plans come to a reality
over 2 decades.
He sat back and was like, wow, they really pulled it off. Yeah. They really pulled this off. He was like, they were told not to sign any more political rappers, any more rappers that had messes in their music.
No positivity.
It was all to be gangster rap music that they promoted and put out.
So if you wonder where Brand Nubians went, where Poor Righteous Teachers went, where Public Enemy went, where KRS-One went, and all sorts of groups like that was talking, even Queen Latifah and Moni Love and those, you know what I'm saying? It's a back door.
Yeah, anything that was harmless, fun rap, you know, anything that had a message in it had to go.
Yeah, that's why if you even notice though, now
we talk about that all the time.
Even be brief with it, you know what I'm saying? Those charms that came out like maybe 1988, 89, the African charms, those they lasted for about 2 years and they disappeared real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. Now, after reading all this, you know, it actually made me feel a few different ways. The first emotion I felt was shocked because I was definitely taken back by this, just knowing the level of evil that's involved by even thinking of a plan like this. You know what I'm saying? The second emotion I felt was anger. Anger because it's not enough for them to exploit our culture and make all the money off of it. Because let's keep it real, the industry has never been.
Meet the new standard in sleep. This is Pod 4 Ultra.
Interest.
It's not.
Interest is how I was kept quiet all along. Business. People keep quiet when money on the line, man.
Both towards the artist.
Comfortability.
But they're going to go beyond the artist to get the artist to influence and lure in the consumer, which they knew at the time were mainly minorities. Yep. In other words, keep promoting gangster rap so that the youngsters will be influenced by them, which in turn will incite them to want to act like them. And it's a very good chance they'll end up in their prison. Yeah. So
then you find out that a lot of these guys like Ice Cube and all these, they wasn't even gangsters. It was perpetrating. Dr. Dre. It was perpetrating, man.
And paid twice. They're getting paid from the artists they signing, and then they're getting paid from the people that these artists influence that goes to prison trying to be like these artists.
Yeah.
So they making a killing.
A killing.
They're using the music business to promote their private prison business.
My man is right there talking that right. 1988, a man named Tom Beasley, man. That's the co-founder of the corrections for Corporation of America. That's the CCA. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my French. I'm reading this thing right there real quick. It's the CCA. So in 1988, he founded that, and this is in straight concert with the same thing. So it's like the music business. You do what you do on your side.
Now, I did a video putting all this shit together that got me demonetized a while ago. You know what I mean? I know the video got me demonetized because they ain't had no reason to demonetize my channel. They made up some old bullshit. So I know it was the video.
And over here with the correctional facilities, we're going to do on this side because in 1970, there was 500 prisons. You know what I'm saying? Only 500 prisons in the United States. To this day, there's 1,700 prisons right now. That means big business. I'm talking about that didn't flippled over. You know what I'm saying? If flippled over is a word. Because they're making a lot of money off of these things per inmate. You know what I'm saying? So getting with this, it all went hand in hand, and we just partying at the same time.
So us as the artists is the tool they use.
Yeah.
The music is the bait. Yep. And the young consumers are the prey. It's a cold game.
Cold game, bro.
Cold game. Then I feel sad. Sad because everything we seem to try to create, we always seem to give it away. We're always being tricked and deceived.
It's not money. It's money. Money supersedes all. Similar to like how I be explaining the motherfucking. I heard about it, Jennifer. Like how I be explaining. Did y'all hear about the Cash for Kids? I did a video on Cash for Kids. This happened in Pennsylvania, where it was 3 judges that owned private prisons, and they was sending them fucking kids to prison. I got a video on that. It's on my channel called Cash for Kids, man. They was sending kids to prison for next to nothing. They end up getting arrested for that shit. You know, you gotta have a fall guy. You know what I mean? But what they said was real. I did a video on it. Showed it all. Yeah, it was in Philly. Showed it all. The corporations that participate, that's in the prison field, the corporations that participate, that's in the music industry, they're the same people. Like, yo, that's why I say when people get to talking about, yeah, but look at what we doing, yo, we don't control that shit, yo, it's just sellouts. Oh yeah, so you from Philly, so you know. Towson private. I remember the new side anyway. I remember when they was building the new side, they were saying that the judges had a role in it. Judge Turnbull and a couple of them judges. So when I was at Towson, the new side was just being built. But I was red jumper, so we couldn't even go on the new side. You know, that shit was from like blue jumpers and shit. It's a cold game, man. They turned YouTube into the music industry. Whenever we find a way to make money, yo, they always gotta get their guys in, man. They gotta get their guys in. They gotta turn it upside down. That's why we ain't seen no motherfucking extremist Ricos yet. We seen the OTF Rico. We seen the YSL Rico. We seen the 60s Rico. We seen the old black Rico. Why haven't we seen a white extremist group Rico? We know they exist. We just watched the whole kid get revolutionized. Killed his parents, was trying to kill Trump, was going to send a drone at Trump. Where the Rico at? The fuck? How is he locked up by himself? Where's the Rico? No Rico. Because that's not the target. I mean, the target is that community. The target is always low income. The target is always the poor. That is the target. Like I told y'all, it's money. It's profitable. Ignorance is profitable. Keeping black people ignorant is profitable. You know what I mean? So that's what they do. They won't be able to get away with it now. It's widely known that it's been exposed. Social media is the tool that they use. That's what Edward Snowden was talking about. I wish I could find a video. I can't ever find it. It looked like they took it out my search. But social media was they turned social media into a crime fighting tool against the black community early, off the rip. Extracted all the information. You know what I mean? They extorted social media, extorted YouTube, extorted Google, extorted Facebook. They extorted these motherfuckers, man. Like, it's a dirty game. It's a dirty system. And whenever people find a way to make money, they're gonna find a way. They're gonna find a way to motherfucker turn that bitch upside down against you. What the federal informant say? What Charleston White say? You gotta use their culture against them. That's what they do. That's always been the play. Use the culture against them. That's what the fuck they do. That's what they've been doing. That's what they're gonna continue to do until we wake up and realize that some of these people that we watching and supporting ain't in the best interest of the people. If you're pushing ignorance like Wack or Charleston or anybody else or 607 Uncle or any of these guys, we don't act like that at that age. We don't be 40 plus acting like buffoons. You know what I mean? So whenever you got these guys and that's what they pushing, you know what side they on. They ain't on the side of righteousness. I can tell you that motherfucking much. But we'll be live again, 11 p.m. tomorrow, Eastern time. Appreciate everybody that tapped in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you can't support the platform, my man Ever got the Cash App at the bottom. Cash App Baltimore swag. We're going to keep it all the way real at all times. So another day, keep it G News. And I'm out.